Yes, hello. And before you ask, I'm doing good. Konbawa. Yeah, I just got done watching the first 15 minutes of a Magical Girl Transformation compilation. I don't know why I decided to watch that. It only popped up because I started looking at Sailor Moon clips. Ow. I hope you guys are having a good day or night, depending on the part of the world that you live in. Oh, I just noticed. I forgot to turn this on. You'll be getting one then. You could just get one online if you wanted to. I don't have anything to talk about aside from my... Your night's been okay. Oh no, sorry to hear that. But last night I went to play DDR and I did okay. I did pretty well. I couldn't do as much as I wanted to last night. It's raining very heavily. I see. So much for it being winter where you are. You don't got... Your cat got fleas and you don't have... Uh-oh. I'm guessing a bath isn't going to help them. With $5. Yeah, I went to play last night. I did get a few good scores. I finally PFC'd a 14 that I've been meaning to PFC for years. It's the Glass Knee Socks Princess, which you may or may not remember. And then I forgot which 15, I PFC'd a 15 last night. I do not remember which one it is. But I also PFC'd a 16, which is one of the ones that were in one of the song packs that I recently purchased, so I was happy about that. Aside from that, not much else to report on that end. If I can remember which 15 it was. Friend's mom is a vet, helping you with the cats about that. At least you have connections. Hopefully your cat gets the help that they need. You don't really need 2 passes. You just keep yours. If you have a wallet, just keep it there. You don't really need 2 of them. Oh, they've expired. Oh, Pinnacle. I think I've mentioned this in a past stream before, but my papa, my dad's dad, was a doctor. And he told my dad, who told me that the expiry date on medications is a farce in order to get people to buy more medication. I don't know if that same thing applies to pet-based medicines, but whenever like you have a bottle of Tylenol or whatever that says to have an expiration date, it's not real. And my papa was a doctor, so you can trust him. But once again, don't take... Yeah, it's... So, I don't know if it will... I don't know if the same thing applies to, like, cats and dogs and pets and stuff, but according to my papa, expiration dates are just marketing tactics on medications. What's up? Not much. You're better off just getting 1 Emu's pass. having a second one is not necessary at all. Oh yeah, Jack, I was mentioning to Pinnacle about how expiration dates on medications are lies in order to get people to buy more meds. At least according to my papa, who was a doctor. They can be unstable. I guess it depends on the medication then. Lemons and limes. Jackal says that you should use lemons and limes to stop flea. Your mom was a nurse. I'm guessing it depends on the context. I'm sure like over-the-counter medications don't have that same effect. Well, there's a Well, it seems like I've got conflicting reports. We have a nurse and a doctor. I wonder. Well, I'm not a doctor, so I wouldn't know. That's just what my papa told my dad, which is what he told me. I don't know what lemons and limes do to nurse it, or to fleas. Jack, if you'd care to elaborate. Because I don't know of any other. Your parents used a flea collar, left it on the cat too long, and it definitely received adverse effects. I see. Yeah, but what exactly do lemons and limes do? Is it the acidity that messes with the fleas? Or is there something that or is there something that we're missing? Unless you're just yanking our chains. 4 strokes, assisted swim, and kickboard. They contain delimonene and linalool. Your sister, once you're off work, you'll get her to the medicine. And the acidity. Okay, it's two substances within lemons and limes that apparently ward off fleas. So if all else fails, go get some lemons, get some lemon juice and get some lemons and limes. I'm sure you can make a nice juice out of that. Although you wouldn't want to drink lemon juice. It's very, very, very sour. That's why people mix it with like water and sugar and stuff. It takes away from all of that sourness. Okay, that wasn't supposed to happen. Ugh, I'm so... Your dog sat on your knee. One of my cats, as he was getting older, would sit on my lap very frequently, including whenever I was on a computer. He would just casually sit on my lap. I think another cat did. I think some of the other cats did that too. You only drink water. Cut the lemon and rub it all over the cat. Decide it's too time-consuming and just fly a flea collar that contains something. You might have to give them one. Give them a bath in lemon juice. Bathe them in lemon juice. That would be no. That way it'll smell. That way your cat will smell nice and fresh, like a nice, freshly squeezed lemonade. Mm-hmm. Because I know that what was it? You know, like the idea behind like I guess it's a similar principle to tomato juice and skunk spray. But yeah, take lemon. I don't know if the cat would really like having lemon rubbed over it. Because you don't want to have 2 sets of save data, that's why. You're better off just keeping one set of... You don't want to have to keep track of that much. You only need the one. It's for save data specifically. It's amazing how many modern medicines are actually still plants. So you mean like the good old 420 la-da-da-da-da blaze it up? That's a plant. But then again, so is tobacco, which has been thoroughly screwed over by the companies that process it. Oh, and then cocaine comes from the same plant as cocoa. I mean, the words are like basically related to each other. Cocaine, cocoa. So yeah, you went to a historical house that mentioned a few, but not that you can remember. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, basically weed, tobacco, cocoa with cacao, cocaine, cocaina. And what other plants are you... Oh, poppy seeds have opium in them, which is why sometimes if you eat a poppy seed bagel before a drug test, it might come up positive. Icy hot pads. What other plants have medicinal properties to them? Yeah, just get one pass. If you... Aspirin? What plant does aspirin come from? Willow trees. It's the active ingredient is salicin, a natural chemical found in the bark of willow trees and the meadowsweet plant. While humans have chewed willow bark for thousands of years to relieve pain and fever, modern aspirin is man-made. And the main compound is acetylsalicylic acid. Oh, I think I know about that. Yes, the Sumerians, Egyptians, and Greek used willow bark. The revolution. Oh, really? Aspirin goes all the way back to then? Yes, Fred. Give me all your money. You always trust me. Yes. You will pay me to get you your emu's pass. Except, I'm not going to do that because I don't know where you live. Otherwise, I would mail it to you, except I don't want to know where you live because I don't want you to, because that information does not need to be known by me. Well, aspirin. Apparently, it's not just aspirin, it's aspirin. All right. Yeah. And then German chemist Johann Andreas Buchner extracted the compound from willow. And then a French chemist used it to form acetylsalicylic acid. Try saying that 5 times fast. Acetylsalicylic, like that. And then commercial production of the Bayer company figured out how to produce it reliably. He patented the name aspirin in 1899, combining the A for acetyl and spirin from Spiraea plant family, or the meadowsweet. Yeah, we are messing. Yeah, I know you're messing with me. And of course, that's just the AI overview. One of these comes from the AI overview got its info from the University of Texas, McGill University, Quora, as well as a YouTube TED Talk, McGill University, The Conversation, Wikipedia, Science History Institute, TED-Ed, EBSCO, Study.com. And those are the sources. Yep. No. This is what I get for exposing Big Pharma. No. We buy their cures to all of the foods that we also buy from them I mean, they don't call it the Food and Drug Administration for nothing. They make our foods, which make us sick, and so we have to buy their remedies. And so the cycle repeats itself to the point to where they start harvesting us for our livers, and then they use our liver meat in order to put onto pizzas, which they use 2-for-1 pizza coupons in order to fatten us up so that they can harvest our livers. And then the whole cycle repeats all over and over again. And it's all a psyop in combination with the United States Postal Service. And now you guys are probably wondering, did I mean for those words to come out of my mouth in that order, or did they just spew out randomly? Because only Dale Gribble can figure it out. Basil. Yeah. Basil, parsley. What other oregano? The diet and health foods are either majorly or wholly owned by certain not healthy foods. Yeah, I'm aware about that. Health foods aren't exactly as healthy as you might think. Yeah, they say low fat, or low in calories, or low in this and low in that. And so it tricks you into eating more of it. Because you think, oh, it's got less of everything, so that means I can eat more of it. Well, that's not technically what it means. You'd be better off just eating half that much of the regular stuff if you're going to be stuffing your face with quote-unquote health foods. Another reason to just cook at home. Yeah, I want to cook at home more often because it does look like fun to me, but I'm American, goddammit. I let other people make my food for me. You understand? It's not that I can't make my own food, it's just I don't feel like it. I have to go out and I know exactly what kind of recipes I would like to make. I want to make my own homemade chicken tenders and chicken nuggets. And I can also make homemade pizzas. And I've also been making ramen bowls as well. You hate how organic foods taste? Well, technically all foods are organic. It's called, the term organic derives from the fact that we are organisms. And we are called that because our bodies are organized into cells and shit. And it's specifically in relation to carbon compounds. My high school chemistry teacher talked about how she had to take a course in college called organic chemistry, and she described it as being awful because all they did was study carbon compounds. The same reason vapes suddenly appeared out of nowhere right about the time the cigarette sales dropped. Yeah, pretty much. I've seen those above the influence ad council videos about how vaping leads to smoking and vice versa and all of that. And back when e-cigarettes first came out, the people, they were being advertised as the quote-unquote healthy alternative, but with those coils and stuff and whatever they put in the liquids, sometimes they can have more nicotine than your average cigarette, and then the metal coils, pieces of them will break off, and so those metal shards and stuff will get stuck in your throat and your lungs and stuff, and it's not, yeah. So it's really no, like all Juul pods and stuff. I remember when Juul pods were all the rage. I remember my high school friends, they'd have little Juul pods and Juul thingies like lying all over their house, and I'm just like, yeah, education in this stream from an American? No fucking way. Am I even an American at this point? Dough contains uncooked raw egg. Yes, welcome to... I mean, it's not the first time we've talked about this kind of stuff on stream. I mean, we do it like every other month, it seems. We need to do more just chatting streams, but there's only so much that we can talk about. You never added eggs onto pizza dough. Well, technically you kind of need eggs in pizza dough. Well, I'm sure there are ways to make eggless dough. Because otherwise the vegans who like pizza would not be able to eat it. Oh wait, cauliflower crust. My mom used to buy these little cauliflower crusts from, I don't remember where she got them, but oh my god, they were so good. No, the cauliflower crusts that my mom would buy, they came frozen. They were so good. Oh my god, but I tried an eggless dough. I'm not a dough expert. I'm pretty sure it would be edible. I'm pretty sure most forms of dough are edible. Besides maybe cookie dough if you get rid of the salmonella, but you have to watch out for that. But I don't even remember the brand of cauliflower crusts that my mom would order. Although they were very small, so I couldn't get that much mileage out of them. Plus, and they were very thin. So they were kind of hard to eat, but I had my ways around them. I tried to have, what was it called, Donato's cauliflower crust, and I just preferred the ones that my mom bought. Oh, Lord have mercy. Let's see. Yeah, we have a gluten-free crust. It only comes in small, though. White Eggles dough exist. You get old habits, some good reason. Uncooked flour isn't as nutritious. Old habits die hard, as they say. Trust me. Although even I can break certain habits. But yeah, we have a gluten-free crust. I don't have any allergens. I don't have allergies to gluten. Yeah, we have desserts. We have these little brownies, cinnamon thingies, and some cookie thingies. I don't know how you would describe the cookie thing, though. What else do we have? Well, if you count soda as a dessert, we do have, obviously we sell sodas. Your mom had that allergy, and after a certain non-mainstream yoga-related materials was able to revert that. Non-mainstream yoga-related materials. I wonder what that means. I mean, obviously there's like pop yoga where it's just stretches, but yoga is a very, very old tradition that goes back presumably thousands of years. When you say non-mainstream, are you talking about those the ancient style of yoga, or like modern pop yoga? I'm kind of confused as to what you mean by non-mainstream yoga. Oh, my eye. Or did I really not look at any of that? To give you some. I tried one of the cookies. They're a little oily to me, if that makes any sense. I remember having like one piece of the cookies that we sell. They kind of have, I don't know what it is. I know that the place that I used to work at, my mom thought that they used too much butter in the cookies. So maybe it's that. I don't know. Non-mainstream in terms of is a specific form of health advice. The yoga was how she found out Oh, I think I get it. Apart from potatoes, you eat fruit, meat, and fish. I guess you never ate your vegetables then. I just reread your message, Jack, like 3 times, trying to figure out what you meant by... Okay, I think I understand now. Is it like new age crystal stuff? When you started a fast food job, you had cookies. A single cookie had 90% of the daily sugar. Oh, so you mean like all of those coffee drinks from the Advasion and Lazy videos? We've been taking a look at. Every now and then we'll take a look at a random coffee-related video just to see how many calories that it has. No, wait, it was one of those crumble cookies that had like that much of the amount of sugar, something like that. I think it was that Oreo one. You lost your sense of taste after. Oh, really? My mom lost part of her sense of smell after she had COVID. She can no longer smell cigarettes. She can't smell cigarette smoke anymore because of COVID. Thankfully, I've never really had that happen. I've actually had the opposite happen. When I was sick with COVID, my sense of smell got amplified to the point to where burning smells got more intense. Like, I remember my mom had some stuff in the air fryer and I could smell the burning coming from it when normally I wouldn't be able to smell that much of it at all. So I kind of had the opposite happen. There was another thing that kind of happened when I was sick with COVID. But that is not anyone's business. Whether or not vegetables are delicious, I mean, I like carrots. I haven't had a carrot in a while, but, you know. Is popcorn a vegetable? When you had COVID, soda started tasting like sparkling water. Oh, yeah. Sparkling water is an acquired taste. I will say that much. These days, I don't really drink sodas anymore. If there's like a sparkling bubbly or whatever the hell is available, I'll usually drink that. It is an acquired taste, though. One that I've grown accustomed to since then, and I'd rather drink that than regular sodas. I mean, given that in France, sparkling water can sometimes come in drinking fountains because they like their Perrier. Called you a darling. My alter ego has a crush on a lot of, let's just say, mythical creatures. You don't remember much when you had. Where the hell was I going with that? I forgot what I was. Oh, that's right. We were talking about vegetables and coffee. Crush. Yes. My absurdly gay alter ego. But speaking of, I have a sparkling ice in this big red cup that I have. It's a orange mango flavor. It turned Ovid into kind. I mean, it has 2 letters in common. So that doesn't surprise me. Well, he had a crush. Well, my alter ego had a crush on a lot of characters. So I don't think that he was talking about you specifically. What was that brand of sparkling water that I was buying beforehand? I can't remember what it was called. I do know it has a polar bear on it. And then there was also bubbly. The place I used to work at had lime bubbly, and I would drink that whenever I ate. But whenever I got sparkling water for myself, I would always get orange cream flavor. Because that's something that I like. Wouldn't be the first. Yeah, kinda. Many such cases of deep, lingering regret. I don't know where I was going with that. I knew what I wanted to say, but it came out wrong, because of course it does. This is what happens when you're driving for hours at a time, taking food to and from places, and you're just... This actually... Being a delivery driver is actually very mind-numbing, to say the least. The only thing that I'd have to pass the time is I was listening to someone playing Wind Waker randomizer with some new settings. That version of the randomizer has yet to come out. You're a I was about to say Dr. Tepper. I read that out loud. I read that in my head, and I got... Yes, I drive a car to deliver them, but yes, you're a Dr. Pepper type of person. I was about to say Dr. Tepper because I read pepper and type at the same time. You always order your food and immediately go home right away. I see. No, that's what I do. I order, I go pick it up because I don't want to pay the delivery fee, and then I bring it back. But I need well, I don't need the delivery fee, but listen to the Fall of Civilization podcast, like them. I prefer listening to my Zelda randomizers. Speaking of which, I've been thinking of what I wanted to do after we were done playing Stardew Valley. There's a part of me that really wants to play Wind Waker randomizer because I know that I can have a canine. There's a custom model that you can use. You never liked the burning and tingling of carbon in drinks. Okay, so you just don't drink sodas. Yeah, but I don't know what other... I had a list of games that we had on the docket. I think I got rid of it because I was trying to make room on my computer, because 50% of my computer, my laptop storage is occupied by videos that I've made. Hot pools. Yeah. Oh lord. But I think I'll have to think long. I don't know how long it'll take before we get done with Stardew. But we're going to be in it till we're going into it until the very end. My mind just went blank because I ran out of something to talk about. But I'll usually have 2DX live stream like KKM going ham and constantly world recording songs. Yeah, you watch Dolce. Which, speaking of which, I do have Oshima's channel up. There was a new song. You have some recommendations? Lay them on me. If you guys got just stuff you've been seeing on Instagram. Well, I don't go on Instagram, so I wouldn't know. I do have Oshima's channel pulled up because there was a new song that was added to DDR as part of Galaxy Brave, which I will not be unlocking because it's too expensive to unlock, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. And Oshima got a new record on one of the level 19s, and I kind of want to take a look at that. But if Jack and Pinnacle want to recommend their videos real quick, feel free to do so. Penguin Zero made. Gideon got arrested. I think I know which one you're talking about. Is it the one where Gideon got those teenagers to go to that McDonald's with them in order to catch some bad guy or whatever? Stalking? Oh, that's a different one. Did Odysseus did you spell that right, Jack? Were you trying to spell Odysseus? Or is that actually how you spell it? He said the bad guy was a squatter. Oh, is that? I thought he said that the bad guy was a domestic abuser. I thought that's what it was. I don't even remember I don't even remember the context for which I watched it. He brought 50 kids to the McDonald's to harass the squatter. I swear. No. I know about that, but I have no idea where I watched it. It wasn't More Pegasus. And I don't think it was WestJet either. No, not this. Let me... Lantern Jack. Okay. Dolce Hibiki. Oh, you like all of the big rhythm gamers, I see. You'll be staying on 11. Yeah. All right. Well, that's two things we'll be able to look at. There was this one video that actually popped up in my recommendations that I completely forgot the existence of, that I wanted to take a look at for lols. Or when you're feeling nostalgic, Zetterrooks. It's been a while since I've seen a Harjin video, though. Well then. Anyone else have anything to mention real quick before we move on? I think we'll take a look at that one. We'll take a look at the video that Jack recommended first, and then we'll take a look at Pinnacles. Because Jack asked first. So he gets top billing. Plus he's more likely to... tune out, given his overall schedule from what I can tell, so... Yeah, I'll give it a few moments and then we'll move on. Yeah, we need to do more just chatting, honestly. Because as much as I like doing reactions, it could be a bit much to handle sometimes. Especially since they tend to get a bad rep. Especially when you're not being transformative and all that. So I really, like low-key, I really do want to diversify the streams more, but it's kind of hard to know what to do and when. I mean, I enjoyed these chattings, which is what a lot of streamers do anyway, but I also like looking at things, because it's fun, and it makes me happy. And isn't that what's important at the end of the day? I mean, you can only be so happy before it gets creepy. When you watch the Happy show and you're just a smiling zombie. Alright. Before we take a look at that video, we'll first take a look at did Odysseus discover America? And then we'll look at Penguin Zero's Gideon video. Like, I know who Gideon is. There's a cartoon reactor named Quizzy on Demand, who I watch all the time. His reactions are absolutely hilarious and unhinged. And he's always shouting out Gideon. Whatever I feeling is what matters. Yeah, pretty much. Grumpy Dogs compilation, perhaps. I'm always down to look at Renta. You haven't seen this? Oh, Lisa Richa? Yeah, this was a Babylon... No, I keep thinking it's Babylon's Galaxy, and it's not Babylon's Galaxy, it's Galaxy Brave, which this costs at least 15 credits to unlock, and I don't really feel like doing that right now because of some financial situation that I got myself in the fall of last year, who I think Jackal knows the most about, but that's about it. We'll take a... Yeah. Trying to mention that what you've been seeing is that the What are people accusing Shoe on Head of? What, honestly, people have been accusing her of being a grifter for fucking years now. To me, that doesn't come as a surprise. Yeah, I'm at the point to where just the whole commentary sphere has just kind of become ugh to me. Even though I low-key would consider myself adjacent to that stuff, but not to that extent, all things considered. All right, we'll take a look at this real quick. Lisa Richa. People are always accused. I don't know. People are. What is she actually being accused of specifically? Because people accuse her of being right-wing, even though she's gone on record many times that she's left-wing and a socialist. But apparently, sometimes it's not good enough. Sometimes it's not left enough for some people. That's and she. So I don't really know otherwise. I'm guessing it has to do with her recent Carmelo Anthony video. But while we're off the subject, yeah, this Lisa Richa, I think that's how you say it. It's one of three songs named after certain types of flowers. Well, were there was Jomanda, Valisneria, and then there's this one. The 2DX chart legendary is crazy, so you can't wait to see the CSP. Angry Dogs compilation by Satcat. Alright, here, let's check this out real quick.
First.
Oh, hell no. No. What? I thought I turned this off. No, why is it doing the auto translator? No, screw you. No, I thought I turned that setting off, but apparently it's still there. There, I was wondering why the audio was so muffled.
First stage.
Bostel Stagey, Lisa Richa.
Ready.
And of course it starts right away.
Nobody can touch you. Show them all. Combos.
So far, nothing too
You're
crazy.
The one they came to see. You're a rock star.
Yeah, this doesn't seem too hard right now. But that can change very quickly.
This is 100% awesome. 300 combo.
And there's Yoshitaka himself.
Music in you and a world to conquer.
So far, it's very straightforward.
Sweet. This place is heating up. 500 combo. Is there an earthquake or something? Cause this party is cracking. You've got the smooth moves. Keep this party rocking. 700 combo. Is there an earthquake or something? Cause this party is cracking.
That's pretty simple, honestly. They like to refer to the whole everyone that disagrees with me as a far-right Nazi. It came to a man who had a pearl, which had a few blemishes, and after polishing that pearl, it became worth so much. But through his mind, he thought if he kept polishing the pearl, he would have an even more valuable pearl, until he polished it into dust, into worthlessness. Yeah, you actually reminded me of that one, what was it, a Jordan Peterson quote in context of Ethan Klein and Hassan's relationship, where, what was it, Jordan mentioned that Ethan would be held to a higher and higher standard until it would all come crumbling down. Okay, that was the 16. Here's the 18, which I'm not looking forward to, seeing how fast it is. 205, that's actually pretty fast.
Second stage. Let's get to the game.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
You can do no wrong.
It seems like it starts out right away, and then there's a small break, and then it's probably gonna pick right back up.
That was perfect.
Give me one moment, Jack.
100
Look at that. And of course, we have to have these crossovers here. It's not enough that it's fast. And then there's that. Yeah, I'm not gonna have fun with this. That's gonna be a pain in the ass.
200 combo. You're gonna break for me.
I mean, it'll be easy at first because it's the beginning of the song. But if they appear later in the song, is this GTA 6? Yes, this is actually the overworld theme.
300 combo.
And then those crossovers there.
You are a dance.
No, those types of patterns are much easier at the beginning of the song than later. Once it gets later, then you're already so tired that you don't even want to do them.
Race is heating up.
Oh, and then there's foot switches right there. At least there are like multiple breaks
Can't wait to
in
see
the
it.
song. So that's one saving
You
grace.
all got this party started.
And then here's that. And we're only 2/3 away
No wrong.
from the song.
200
And it also doesn't help that the song's at 205 beats per minute, which is very fast.
300 combo.
And of course, oh my god, that's a pain in the ass. This pattern here. I mean, it was already a pain in the ass before.
This place is blowing up.
Thing is, if this song had speed changes, there wouldn't be as many crossovers.
Stage clear. Awesome. Just awesome.
All right, now I want to see Oshima's new record on Over the Period, just for the lulz. A documentary about how they would be playable would make a cool documentary. That would actually be low-key pretty cool. We got like an insider interview from Konami so that they get the thought process behind not only the I mean, I'm sure there are plenty of like interviews and song comments about how these songs are made. Yeah, sort of exhausting. 18.7. Yeah, that definitely looks pretty difficult. I mean, knowing me, I would just bracket a lot of those crossovers, especially after halfway, because I'll be so tired. And now we're going to take a look at Oshima's new record on Over the Period's level 19, which is one of the hardest charts in the game. I haven't played this chart since I passed it like 2 years ago, I think. I was like very, very close to failing it at the end, but I was able to pull through. And I still have 2 19s to go. I tried to do Lacrimo Requiem last night, but I couldn't get through the... It's always, when it comes to a 19, I can never... Most of the time, I can't get past the first third of the song without tapping out. And you can see the way the Oshima moves his feet to those patterns. That's how a crossover works. But here he's double stepping it as a means of conserving energy. Whenever I would attempt this song, it's the part that comes after this that I would usually fail out of. If I don't make it through the beginning, that is. I wish I was more consistent at the 18 of this song. But what usually happens is that I have trouble at the beginning, but then I do the ending very well, or I do the beginning very well and I do the ending poorly. And this is the point in this song where I would usually fail out the 19 because of just how fast it is. Not being able to keep up more than anything else. Used to have a 19 lamp since school. And then he got a new record. Very nice. He got a 115 up. He got a 1560 up score. Yeah, and me, I'm nowhere near this level. No, I can barely get a score like this on I can barely get a score like this on an 18, let alone a 19. Used to play piano. You would probably like Keyboard Mania or Nostalgia, which are piano-based games. I know that Nostalgia has a PC version, but you have to get a subscription for it. And then you have to buy all the song packs, which cost even more money. When you say you used to have the 19 lamp, but since School Glory, are you talking about... Because there's no song in DDR called School Glory. But I'd imagine that that sounds like a Sound Voltex song. Unless there's another game that has a 1 through 20 scale. Because the only other game I know that has a 1 through 20 scale is Sound Voltex. Unless I'm thinking of something, unless I'm forgetting something else. But... okay. I am going to be right back. And once I am, we'll take a look at Jack's video first. Alright, I'm back. You weren't wrong about it being a long video, Jack. 51 minutes. Will we even have time to get to the Penguin Zero video? But the real question is, would a reaction to this be worth clipping as a standalone video on the channel? Or would that simply just be too long? I don't even remember the last time we took a look at an hour-long video like this. It was so long ago. Maybe it wasn't that long ago, but the one that I remember off the top of my head was that Chicago candy video. But that's about it. I mean, there are, like, theories that the Romans discovered the Americas as well, because of an ancient depiction of what looks like a pineapple, but it's not actually a pineapple. And then I remember watching that one documentary about Egyptian mummies that had traces of cocaine. I could save it for another time. I mean, low-key, I am very curious to see. Is this worth the few gigabytes of storage? That it's not even that. It's just taking the time to edit it in a way that makes it by my standards. But I think I mean, we could. Well, it depends on when Jack has to go to bed, really. Because technically, I occasionally save the VODs so that I can make videos out of them. And then once there's too many, I end up getting rid of them because I know I can just re-download. May as well half-ass the video to just leave it like this, like as you're seeing right now, instead of doing like zoom-ins like 2 hours ago. We didn't take a look at any hour-long videos 2 hours ago. You're back? Okay. Burger wanted to take a look at this video about whether or not Odysseus discovered America, and this was 6 days ago by Lantern Jack, a historian and published author with a PhD in ancient philosophy from Princeton, host of the Ancient Greece Declassified. Whatever the heck. I do know that, Carlton Banks wanted to go to Princeton. Well, he wanted to go to Yale, but Uncle Phil told him that he's going to Princeton because that's where Uncle Phil went to college. But whatever the case, you're only working 3 hours. You can cut some sleep time. Oh, that's what you mean. I guess we can watch this if we want to. I am very curious to see, seeing as I am kind of a history nerd and a religion and mythology nerd too. So you know what? I guess we can strap right in, boys and girls. I don't know if there are any girls watching right now, but it's kind of... But you know. So, could the Odyssey preserve echoes of long-lost voyages beyond the Mediterranean? Perhaps even across the Atlantic? A speculative discussion informed by Homeric scholarship, archaeology, and ancient literature. But we'll definitely have to at least speed up the video so that the reaction doesn't take too long, and I don't want to take too much away. But yeah, cut the video in half and save the half other. Yeah, we could do that too. Like around, I guess somewhere around the 20 Gades and Lentilman. Yes, of course. Yeah, we could probably do a half now, half later. Around the 25-minute mark, I guess, 26-minute mark. We'll see what happens. I want to make sure that it's done at the opportune moment. So let's go ahead and check out and see whether or not Odysseus, otherwise known to the Romans as Ulysses, discover America.
Where did Odysseus go? People have been wondering that for 3,000 years. If you picked up a copy of Homer's Odyssey, you may have seen maps that try to reconstruct his 10-year-long voyage.
I do remember that I don't remember all of the locations that Odysseus went. I do know that we studied the Odyssey in 8th grade, and we had to do little projects on the Odyssey and how it all went down. But I do distinctly remember there being a place called the Land of the Lotus Eaters, where if you eat the lotuses, then you would not be able to stop. And I know that it was somewhere in North Africa. And I do remember him being stranded on one island that was ruled by one of the wind gods, Aeolus, and it was trying to blow him away.
They often look like this.
Yes, like this. Yes, this place, the Lotus Eaters. I knew that it was off the coast of Africa. And this is what everyone believes happened.
Or this.
Or this. But no, the Land of the Lotus Eaters is the only one that I remember.
Or this. The details change, but they usually assume the same thing. Odysseus spent 10 years wandering inside the Mediterranean.
Yep.
This map disagrees.
The Voyage of Odysseus, according to H. Mertz, 1964. I mean, it wouldn't... I mean, we'd have to think about this from... a what? Not maybe chronological, but... it depends on how long he was out at sea for. If the I don't remember everything. I don't even remember reading any part of the Odyssey. We just remember reading certain parts of it that were relevant to the class. But how long was Odysseus out at sea between wherever these locations may have been?
It shows Odysseus and crew sailing the ocean blue in the year 1172 BC. Which is ridiculous, right? Well, maybe. Or maybe we've been asking the wrong question. Instead of where did Odysseus go, perhaps we should be asking what kind of information is the Odyssey preserving? What if the travel portion of the epic isn't really about a return home from Troy? What if that was merely the framework into which a much older story was inserted?
I mean, you could say the same thing about a lot of ancient stories.
A story that preserves the memory of a voyage far beyond the world known to the Greeks who eventually wrote this epic down.
I mean, but expanding upon that, there's the concept known as within within religion and mythologies, and really just stories preserved by ancient cultures in general, known as the culture hero, where the deeds of such people are remembered for generations and could have been based on figures that existed in such a distant past that no written records of them existed. I mean, Heracles is one of those culture heroes, and I guess Odysseus could be considered as such. I guess Gilgamesh would be considered one too, and to a certain extent, like the biblical patriarchs could be considered culture heroes as well. Remember sleeping during your English class in freshman year? You were learning about the Odyssey. You gave up on your classes at the last quarter? Oh, Lord. I remember I was a straight-A student in the 6th grade. But then I started getting when it came to English class. And so that streak kind of ruined itself. Let's just say 7th grade was my worst year. I'll leave it at that.
A story older, perhaps, than the Trojan War itself.
Ancient Greece Declassified. Let's go. Ancient Greece Declassified School Survival Guide.
The Odyssey is a grand adventure story whose ultimate aim is homecoming.
Yep.
Odysseus is the original homecoming king, though he doesn't do a very good job of it because he spends 10 years tossed around.
Yeah, everything in the ancient Greek world keeps trying to stop him because, of course, we wanted to give this man a break. But then Dante in his Inferno decided that Odysseus didn't receive enough torture, simply because amongst the Roman origin story, they believed themselves to have originally come from Troy. And when they suffered defeat at the hands of the Trojans, I guess Dante decided that the Greeks didn't deserve to get off scot-free from the Trojan War. Your dad passed away several months before. Oh, that's what happened? I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, that'll happen to people whenever you lose a loved one. It really does take a toll on you.
The high seas before he finally gets home. His wanderings take him through
Skillish. Oh,
exotic
Lord.
lands and bring him face to face with monsters, ghosts, and sultry goddesses. Despite these fantastical elements, the ancient Greeks believed that the Odyssey and the Iliad preserved real memories of a long-lost glorious age. Modern archaeology has partially borne this out. We now know that Greece was home to a surprisingly advanced Bronze Age civilization half a millennium before the Homeric poems were written down.
Yeah, they remember. Yeah, the Minoans. We know about them from their like ancient architecture that exists on Crete. We also know that they had a writing system that we have yet to decipher, so we don't really know what language that they would have spoken.
Those later Greeks could have imagined. But that earlier Mycenaean culture, as it's called, collapsed during the 1100s BC.
Yeah,
Greece
during the Bronze Age collapse. A lot of civilizations collapsed during that time. New Kingdom Egypt, the Mitanni Empire that everyone forgets the existence of, who strangely worshipped Hindu gods, specifically Vedic ones, the Hittites, and then I think, was it a version of Babylon? Or was it a version of Assyria that was in control of Mesopotamia at the time?
Entered its
I think it was Babylon, if I recall correctly.
Dark Ages, and the art of writing was forgotten for 400 years.
Yeah.
After literacy re-emerged in the 700s BC, Greeks started recording the oral epic poetry that had served as the main information-preserving technology during those preceding centuries.
Yeah, and they were able to remember a surprising amount of details about what may or may not have happened during the Trojan War.
Most important oral epics were the Iliad and Odyssey.
And those aren't the only things that were quote-unquote lost. You get a collapse, you get a collapse, you get a collapse, yes. Yeah, the story of like the Trojan War actually took place at around the same time as various other events in some other cultures. Like the time of the Trojan War suspiciously happened at around the same time that the Kurukshetra War mentioned in the Hindu Mahabharata took place, which is a battle that Krishna was supposed to have partook in. And it was also around the same time that David and Solomon's kingdom was supposed to have existed. But the proper records of all three of these were never really written down until centuries later.
Now, whether or not a blind bard named Homer existed and gave them their final form
Was he blind?
is debated. But either way,
Nearly fumbled the QuickTime event.
their content derives from an older oral tradition. In this discussion, I will follow the scholarly convention of referring to Homer, even if he never existed, as a shorthand for whoever or whatever process crystallized these two epics at the end of the Dark Ages.
Yeah, the general consensus is that they were just collaborative efforts. Maybe Homer was the one that compiled them all together, or maybe Homer was just a composite of all of these collaborative efforts, but the same thing also technically applies to other like epic poems and scriptures and stuff. A lot of them tend to be just collaborative efforts in order to preserve culture, religious traditions, history, and the likes.
Amazingly, these epic poems remember some remarkably accurate details of the Bronze.
You're 103% going to imagine chat messages as just QuickTime events now. Well, if I had more chatters that were like zooming at a mile a minute, I wouldn't have to be so, I guess, distracted, but I enjoy reading your messages anyway.
Bronze Age. Types of armor that had stopped being produced.
Oh yeah, one of the things that the armor that existed, yet for some reason, Christopher Nolan's Odyssey needs to use Roman-style armor.
Hundreds of years before Homer, the interior layout of palaces that had been
Yeah, here's a Minoan palace, I'm pretty sure.
destroyed centuries earlier. At a broader level, some scholars interpret the Iliad as reflecting the kind of large-scale coalition warfare that accompanied the Bronze Age collapse, and some scholars interpret the Odyssey as containing echoes of the chaotic migrations that happened.
Yes, the so-called sea peoples that the ancient Egyptians mentioned.
As several Bronze Age societies simultaneously crumbled. In any case, after the Greeks emerged from the Dark Ages with a new alphabet and renewed maritime trade routes, they started wondering whether the exotic places described in the Odyssey might be based on real locations.
I mean, we know that Troy existed, we have its ruins, and there's ample evidence to show that the Trojan War happened too.
Not everybody, of course. There were even then skeptics who thought the whole thing was entirely made up.
Yeah, pretty much.
But the poem describes the fantastical lands Odysseus visited with the same richness and specificity it brings to the places that were unquestionably real.
Yeah.
And so some people started identifying episodes in the Odyssey with real locations they encountered while sailing across the Mediterranean. By the Roman period, many of these identifications had become standardized, and they still form the basis of many modern maps that attempt to reconstruct Odysseus' wanderings through the mythical Mediterranean. But there are problems with these maps and reconstructions.
Yes, I'm guessing it's because it's maybe some of these places may have been like mythical. I'm guessing some scholars had trouble identifying certain places just either because they seem outlandish or maybe something else.
During his travels, Odysseus encounters powerful forces of nature and strange geographic features. A giant whirlpool, an island perennially shrouded in fog, and a land where the days are so long there's barely any night to speak of.
Now that sounds like the Arctic during the summertime.
Homer's descriptions of them are rich in specific detail. The problem is, no such places exist in the Mediterranean.
Right. I see where he's going with this.
They do exist out in the ocean. But that's crazy, right?
Do whirlpools form in the Mediterranean, though?
There's no way Odysseus would have made it out that far,
It's possible.
especially on a return voyage from Troy to nearby Greece.
Yeah, imagine, Troy is literally right next to Greece. How exactly do you get lost in that?
And yet, Homer explicitly places some of Odysseus' adventures beyond the Mediterranean.
Does he?
Odysseus' ship sails on Okeanos, the Greek word from which we get ocean. That word is never used in reference to inland seas like the Mediterranean. But hold on.
That would mean that the Greeks had knowledge of the Atlantic Ocean in general. I mean, they don't call the Straits of Gibraltar the Pillars of Heracles for nothing.
If that's what the story plainly says, then why did the Greeks map his travels within the Mediterranean Sea?
Probably because at the time, it's all they really knew.
Well, it seems that even the authority of Homer had its limits.
Yeah.
When they heard Okeanos in the Odyssey, I'm just going to say ocean from now on,
Yeah.
most Greeks thought it had to be poetic exaggeration. They didn't take it literally, because in those days they probably had a hard time imagining any Greek venturing out into the Atlantic Ocean. The Phoenicians were already doing it.
Yeah, they made it as far north as... Obviously, they made it as far north as Britain. Like, right up there.
And the Greeks would later as well, from the 500s BC on.
The Greeks copied the Phoenicians' idea and made colonies. And then the Phoenicians had a colony so big it made colonies.
But even then, after exploring areas of both the Atlantic and Indian Oceans, most Greeks of this rebooted civilization, let's call it Ancient Greece 2.0.
2.0, let's go. I don't know what you would actually, don't we usually refer to it as classical Greece?
Found it hard to believe that sailors from Ancient Greece 1.0, our Mycenaeans, were able to reach as far or perhaps even farther than they could.
Look, you mentioned the Indian Ocean. I mean, they knew about India. I mean, where else would they get their spices from?
So despite explicit mentions of the ocean in the Odyssey, they kept looking for places within the Mediterranean that could have plausibly inspired the mythical locations described by Homer. The whirlpool of Charybdis was identified with the Strait of Messina between Italy and Sicily.
Do whirlpools even appear there?
Even though the currents there, while strong, never come close to an all-consuming vortex.
I see.
The island of the winds became Lipari near
Oh yeah, that island that I was mentioning.
Italy, even though Odysseus sails due east from Homer's island for 9 days and nights, while from Lipari, you'd hit the Italian coast in a matter of hours. The land of the Phaeacians, which in Homer is placed at the extremity of the known world, became Kerkyra, aka Corfu, one of the closest Greek islands to Odysseus' home on Ithaca. But here's where things get more complicated. Homer doesn't just say that Odysseus and crew sail on the ocean. He says at one point that they cross the ocean and
They crossed it.
reach a land at the western extremity of the world. The world, by the way, is probably imagined here as a flat disk, though that's never explicitly stated.
I mean, even the ancient Greeks knew that it was round. They were able to prove it using these giant poles that were set up in Egypt, I think. Or maybe I'm thinking of something else, but I vaguely remember hearing about that.
Here's a modern reconstruction of what that worldview might.
Yes, this is what at the very west they would probably assume that this is what they're talking about. Either that or whatever.
have looked like. You can see parts of Europe, Northern Africa, and Western Asia forming a kind of world island with the Mediterranean inside it and the vast ocean circling around it.
I do know it was after the when classical Greece started that they considered China to have been a mythical place, but even the Romans knew of China's existence.
But that's not the whole picture, because both Homer and his contemporary Hesiod imagine lands across the ocean to the west.
Yeah.
Now, to get back...
I mean, that's what we all... I mean, we thought that for, like, to hundreds of years, or well over 1,000 years after that point. I mean, that was what Christopher Columbus's voyage was about. It's like, if we can get to India from here, then we don't need to go all the way around Africa.
To the Odyssey. Shortly before Odysseus and his crew are set to cross the ocean, they come to a land where the days are so long, Homer says, that a man could earn 2 wages if he did not need sleep. Now, the days don't get that long in the Mediterranean, but they do in the far north of Europe.
Yeah.
And there are other details in that passage on the land of the Laestrygonians that also point away from the Mediterranean and to the north.
Now, the question is, did they ever point out, like, ice or how cold it was if it was in a land where the sun never set?
More on that later. In any case, a few pages later, Odysseus crosses the ocean and reaches a land at the western extremity of the world, the land of the dead. And this place has its own strange geography. It's described as a land perpetually shrouded in fog, with tracts of low vegetation and several rivers, some of which have unusual or otherworldly qualities. Now, obviously, this could just be a made-up or mythical place.
Yeah, I think I mentioned that earlier.
But what if we tried looking for a real place that matches that description? Do you know what the foggiest place on Earth is? A place which also happens to be on the Atlantic, with many rivers of strangely colored water and windswept grasslands? Newfoundland.
Newfoundland. That's where... Aren't there like a number of Viking settlements on Newfoundland? A lot. How far south did the Vikings actually go? I do know they managed to get through like the St. Lawrence and the peninsula to the south, where like Maine and Labrador are.
Canada's easternmost island. Newfoundland's Avalon Peninsula in particular is one of the foggiest places on Earth, thanks to the collision of the warm Gulf Stream coming from the south
Okay, I get it.
and the cold Labrador current flowing
Oh wait, Labrador is further north than the St. Lawrence. I retract what I said earlier.
in from the north. It's also the first place in North America you'd reach if crossing the Atlantic from northern Europe. And this isn't just theoretical. 1,000 years ago, Norse explorers made that exact
This.
crossing
It's Leif Erikson's path. Hingerdinger
and reached this region, almost 5 centuries before Columbus.
Now the question is, did Odysseus reach Greenland as well?
Now, does this prove that Odysseus went to Newfoundland?
Not really.
But now,
But it is some food for thought.
we're confronted with another puzzle. Whether this foggy land across the ocean is entirely made up or not, why does Odysseus go there? If this is a story of a man trying to reach Greece from nearby Troy, why does Homer have him sailing to the literal edge of the world? That makes no sense.
Because the gods decreed it.
Until you realize 2 things about the epic tradition that produced this story. First, it was a common trope of ancient adventure epics that the hero journeys to the edge of the world.
The hero's journey, one of the oldest storytelling tropes in the book.
However, that liminal realm was imagined by the culture telling the story.
Yep.
For example, in the Epic of Gilgamesh, the titular hero reaches the literal edge of the earth, descends into the subterranean passage through which the sun travels each night, races through its darkness, and emerges at the opposite rim of the world. The Odyssey belongs to that broader tradition of adventure epics. So it makes sense that Homer, or earlier bards who told stories of Odysseus, included an Edge of the World episode, because that's where stories like this wanted to go.
Given the Greece's close proximity to the Middle East, a lot of Greece's traditions are heavily inspired by that of Mesopotamian tradition, to the point to where they even speculate that Pythagoras may have studied in Babylon.
That's what audiences expected from them, even if the geography made no sense to the story. The hero leaves the known world and enters a realm of myth and monsters.
Yes. Yeah.
It is for this reason that most classicists today think it pointless to try and trace the voyage of Odysseus on a real map, because the geography of these episodes follows the logic of epic storytelling rather than the logic of any actual voyage. Therefore, attempting to
They just wanted to tell a good story. I mean, who else doesn't want to hear a really good story about going to a very foggy island with strange colored rivers?
locate real-world places that perfectly correspond to the localities in the myth is, according to them, a fool's errand.
But it is fun to do, and they can't stop me from having fun, so...
But there's a second reason that might explain why Odysseus' travels take him so far from home. One that is grounded in Homeric scholarship, but with one further leap. As hinted at earlier, scholars generally agree that the Odysseus saga evolved over hundreds of years of oral storytelling, alongside many other epics, which sometimes influenced and borrowed from each other. The Odyssey is a patchwork of many layers, some of which appear to be way older than others. Many scholars think Odysseus' story started off as a homecoming tale about a hero returning from war to find his household in disorder, his wife beset by suitors, and his son in danger. The core narrative likely centered on Odysseus returning to Ithaca in disguise, his recognition by a few loyal figures,
Oh, I think I remember this.
and his revenge and restoration as king. Homerists such as Martin West have argued that Odysseus' travel narrative, which makes up less than a fifth of the whole epic, was a later addition that incorporates or emulates earlier, now lost tales of wandering and mythic voyage traditions.
Now that actually does make sense in the context of like other books as well. Especially if it's like a sacred work, there's usually some a base series of books. I know that's how the Vedas work. The oldest books of the Rig Veda, I think, are 2 through 6, and then 8 and 9 got added later, and then 1 and 10 were the last to be considered as part of the Vedas.
But why would Homer or other bards rip off those older stories? Well, because that's how the epic tradition works.
Yeah, they were never meant to be set in stone.
Heroes often inherit, repeat, and try to surpass the adventures of earlier heroes. For example,
Right.
Aeneas' travels in Virgil's Aeneid deliberately echo Odysseus' journey, because Virgil wanted his hero to rival the older, established adventure hero. What if Homer was doing the same thing? What if, like Virgil
Just basing them off of even older traditions.
later, he deliberately sent his hero on a grand tour of the mythological landscapes that earlier, now forgotten heroes had explored? But this changes the question that brought us here. It's no longer did Odysseus venture out into the ocean, it's given that there seems to have been a pre-Homeric tradition about a voyage or voyages in the ocean, what, if anything, might those stories preserve?
Yeah.
And now we get to the question that recent scholarship has not asked.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the thing that the mainstream archaeology doesn't want to entertain.
Could those older stories
Because if you dare try to question the mainstream narrative, they will blacklist you to the ends of the earth. Just like that one guy who found evidence that was contrary to... Found some evidence that would found something that would rewrite the history of human settlement of the Americas. Like, the mainstream idea at the time was that it was was the Clovis culture that was believed to be the first people to inhabit the Americas. But this one guy discovered evidence that there was a culture that predated the Clovis, and when he tried to present those findings, he ended up getting blacklisted, and he lost all of his credibility. But it wasn't until years later that his findings were all but confirmed, and so... But the damage had already been done.
reflect, however distantly and transformed through myth, memories of real journeys beyond the Mediterranean world, perhaps even beyond the ocean? That's a fascinating question.
Yeah.
But how would we even begin to investigate it? Well, we could start by asking, are there any other ancient texts that speak of a land across the ocean? Because if the Odyssey is an isolated case, it's easy to discount it.
I mean, you're going to sleep now. Alright, take care. But, I mean, that's what people would say about, like, Atlantis.
But if other ancient writers also describe not only lands beyond the ocean, but journeys to those remote locations, then that might warrant a closer look.
I think a bigger question is, did other cultures make mention of lands beyond the ocean?
And here's where the rabbit hole deepens.
Let's go.
Because we don't just find one or two other ancient accounts of lands west of the ocean, we find over a dozen. Now, to be clear, this does not mean that we have 12 independent historical reports of America from ancient libraries.
I'm guessing they all kind of piggyback off each other.
Some of these accounts are clearly mythical, some have allegorical elements, some may derive from common sources, and several are frustratingly vague. Still, the pattern is striking.
The ancients never made it easy for us. Whenever the ancients recorded history, they usually recorded it in a very grandiose storytelling matter, because to them it was a lot more palpable.
I'll put a list of these texts on the screen.
Alright, Hesiod, Works and Days, Isles of the Blessed, Pindar, Olympian 2, Plato, Timaeus, Atlantis and a great continent beyond the pillars of Heracles, Pseudo-Aristotle, on marvelous things heard, Carthaginian discovery of an Atlantic island, Pythias of Massalia, on the ocean lost, Britain, Thule, and the Northern Ocean, Diodorus Siculus, Library of History, Phoenician discovery of a large Atlantic island. Strabo, Geography. You got, what is that hairstyle? Yeah, I was wondering that too, but I didn't want to say it out loud. Atlantic Islands and the Fortunate Isles. Plutarch, on the face, which appears in the orb of the moon. Atlantic Islands and a great continent. Ptolemy, Geography, mapping the Isles of the Blessed. Pomponius Mela, De Chronographia, the Fortunate Isles. Seneca, Medea, foretells future discovery of lands beyond the ocean. Pliny the Elder, Natural History. Fortunate Isles and the islands identified with the Canaries. Avienus, Ora Maritima, Western Ocean coasts and islands. Not an exhaustive list.
In case you want to investigate them yourself. But a few examples are worth highlighting.
Oh yeah, Bunda, we're taking a look at a video about whether or not Odysseus discovered America.
Plato's Timaeus is famous for giving us the Atlantis story. But when he describes where Atlantis was located, he says something that is perhaps more interesting for our purposes than the Atlantis story
I know that the alternative archaeology community says that Atlantis was in West Africa.
itself. He says that
If you know what the Riccott structure is.
Atlantis was in the ocean beyond the Pillars of Hercules, what we now call Gibraltar, and that beyond Atlantis there were more islands, and beyond those islands a great continent. He then adds that in former times people were able to cross the ocean to reach that enormous landmass. Unfortunately, Plato doesn't tell us anything more about those supposed ancient crossings. But that brings us to the next example. A text in the Aristotelian corpus called On Marvelous Things Heard, as well as a passage from the historian Diodorus
If even. Well, then how exactly did Odysseus make it back?
Siculus preserve two versions of what appears to be the same story.
Well, we got these information from somewhere.
A group of Carthaginian sailors discover a fertile island far to the west of Gibraltar. According to both accounts,
I mean, we know that the Canary Islands aren't that far off the coast of Spain and Africa.
the land is so rich and desirable, the Carthaginian state restricts further voyages there, fearing that large numbers of citizens would emigrate and the homeland would be depopulated. This western island paradise may or may not be connected to the Greek tradition of the Blessed Isles. The authors from Hesiod onward place these islands at the western edge of Okeanos. In the earliest accounts, they're not ordinary places at all, but a kind of paradise where heroes and demigods enjoy a blissful afterlife.
So, Elysium or not quite Elysium?
Hence the name, the Islands of the Blessed. But Hesiod includes an oddly specific detail. He writes that there, quote, the grain-giving earth bears honey-sweet fruit flourishing thrice a year.
Yeah. Ancient people were able to calculate very accurately the size of the earth and knew it was round. They knew there was another continent, they just couldn't get there. Yeah. I think I mentioned that earlier in the reaction.
Now that could simply be poetic exaggeration.
Yeah, they knew it was there, but they just didn't know how.
But it's at least interesting to note that unlike the Mediterranean or the Atlantic islands near Gibraltar, such as Madeira or the Canaries, there are parts of the Caribbean and Central America and tropical South America where fruit do grow year-round. Coincidence? Could be.
Probably. Has science gone too far?
And yet the plot thickens.
Let's see.
By the Hellenistic and Roman periods, after major advances in astronomy and a renewed interest in navigation, some geographers began trying to identify the Blessed Isles with real places. Several associated them with the Canary Islands, others placed them further out west. In a recent article and then book, the Italian physicist and historian of science, Lucio Russo, argued that the lines of latitude and longitude that the astronomer Hipparchus gave for the Blessed Isles match up almost perfectly with the Caribbean islands known as the Lesser Antilles,
Ooh.
which
The
include
plot really is thickening.
the Virgin Islands, Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, and others.
Climate was also way warmer back then. Bunda's saying something about the hair makes you compare it to Randy Random from RimWorld. I don't know anything about RimWorld, but yeah.
Whether Russo is right remains debated, but if he is, that would suggest that the Greeks and or Carthaginians may have discovered how to navigate using the North Atlantic gyre.
I mean, if you take a look at Africa, well, my avatar's in the way. If you take a look at where Africa and South America are, they're a lot closer than you might think, but the peoples of those places were not that particularly concerned with venturing out too far into the sea, but, you know.
A large clockwise system of currents and winds. You see, if you're trying to cross the Atlantic Ocean in a pre-modern sailboat, there aren't that many routes that would work.
Yeah.
In fact, there are basically just two. The North Atlantic is dominated by two major systems of winds and currents, two great ocean highways, as it were. The first is the large clockwise circulation of the North.
Yeah, we learned about gyres in the context of ocean pollution, but you know.
North Atlantic gyre, shaped by the trade winds, the westerlies, and currents like the Gulf Stream.
Yeah, it's a good game.
This is the route that
You're not motivated to play it since there's no DLCs, I see.
Columbus and later European voyagers used, which first takes you south from Europe and then west toward the Caribbean.
Yeah, and then Odysseus's journey implied that he went north towards the Arctic and then westward.
And that route would actually be consistent with the story of how the Carthaginians discovered their western island paradise.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also a northern subpolar gyre, which moves
Oh, okay, I understand now.
counterclockwise through the high.
Oh, and this is most likely how the Vikings were able to reach the Americas as well. Only around the 7th to 8th centuries did it get colder. Before then, there were vineyards in England. I guess that wouldn't surprise me.
latitudes, and helped shape the routes later taken by the Vikings to
Yes, I figured this would be the case.
reach Newfoundland. And this brings us to the ancient account that is perhaps most relevant to our investigation.
Let's check it.
In a dialogue by Plutarch called On the Face Which Appears in the Orb of the Moon, one of the characters,
Otherwise known as the rabbit on the moon to East Asian cultures, because the rabbit on the moon is pounding rice cakes.
tells a story that Carthage used to send an embassy every 30 years across the ocean to the land of Kronos. The speaker in the dialogue claims to have
Which Kronos?
received a detailed account of one such embassy from a Carthaginian who had taken part in it. The weird thing is, rather than heading west, this recurring expedition proceeds through the northern seas and requires several stops along the
Oh, do you know how many this background music? You know how many times I've heard this background music before?
way. The voyage is described in enough detail that a modern team of Greek astronomers attempted to reconstruct it.
Oh.
What was their conclusion? That the route described in Plutarch plausibly maps onto a North Atlantic itinerary reaching North America. The team argued that the journey was feasible within the time frame given by the text, and that its geographical and astronomical details align well with the route through Britain, Iceland, Greenland, and eventually Newfoundland.
I see.
Their interpretation remains controversial.
Of course it's controversial. A lot of people don't want to believe that it was possible for them to make these journeys, simply because it just defies all of our expectations about what the ancients were capable of.
But there's an interesting detail in Plutarch's story. Part of the journey passes through a region where the sun only dips slightly below the horizon for 1 hour each night.
Which is the Arctic.
Sound familiar?
And that is very similar to that one story from the Odyssey.
We're suddenly back in the same northern world of extreme daylight that seemed to appear in the Odyssey. And here's where it gets really weird. In Plutarch's story, when the Carthaginians arrive in that distant land across the ocean, they find a population of Greek speakers there.
Really? There's...
Not recently arrived Greeks, not sailors blown off course, Greeks whose presence was already ancient, stemming from a time long before the Trojan War.
If this is true, then that would be very impressive. But if this was true, then what exactly happened to them after that?
Which makes you at least wonder if Plutarch's story implies the existence of Greek expeditions across the ocean, perhaps 1,000 years before the Carthaginian embassy he describes. Could the Odyssey preserve a faint memory of one or more of those primordial voyages?
And the question is, would they have encountered Native Americans? And if so, would they have either killed each other or would they have assimilated with them?
Now, before we go any further, we need to acknowledge what we're actually dealing with here.
Yeah, let's at least set the record straight.
Every text we've looked at comes with serious problems. Plato's account of the great continent is part of the Atlantis story. The Carthaginian island described by Diodorus and pseudo-Aristotle may have been Madeira, the Canaries, or some other Atlantic island closer to Europe. The Blessed Isles could simply be a mythical paradise, and Plutarch's account may be nothing more than a philosophical tale dressed up as a travel narrative.
It could just be all of the above, if we're being honest. The truth is usually somewhere in the middle.
So take everything we've discussed with a large grain of salt. None of these texts proves that Greeks, Carthaginians, or anyone else crossed the Atlantic in
There would already be proof of Greek civilization because they love to build with stone.
antiquity. But even after applying
Of course, Bunta is the doubter. Are you kidding? We got doubters in the chat.
all of those caveats, we're still left with a curious fact. The Odyssey is not the only ancient text that places strange lands beyond the ocean. We now seem to be dealing with a cluster of traditions that do exactly that. Which means it's worth returning to Homer and asking, are there any other details in the Odyssey that make more sense in an Atlantic context than in a Mediterranean one? I think there are actually several. Too many to cover in a single episode. And it's not just me, by the way. In preparation for this episode, I found an astonishing number of books and articles, more than 20, dating back to 1898, I think was the first, arguing for and reconstructing an oceanic itinerary of Odysseus.
I wonder. So, not even necessarily going as far as the Americas, but just traveling along the coast.
Now again, classicists today almost universally reject or ignore all such attempts. And to be honest, I haven't read them all myself. In fact, I haven't read a single one cover to cover. But I've tracked down brief summaries of many of them, maybe most of them, and as someone familiar with the Homeric scholarship, I think almost all of these theories suffer from at least one of two fatal flaws that doom them from the outset and make them easy to dismiss by anyone who has studied the layered compositional history of the Homeric poems.
Yeah, at least I'm not going to make believe that I know anything about this stuff, but
The first fatal flaw is that they try to make Troy the starting point and Ithaca the end point. But that's a mistake because, as we've discussed, if there was a journey or journeys that inspired the tales of Odysseus' wanderings, they had nothing to do with Odysseus or the Trojan War.
Yeah, if we're talking, if they're all, if all of these stories are just based on each other, piggybacking off of what presumably could have been a singular tradition so far back in the past that it's since been embellished, there's only so much that you can do.
The wanderings of Odysseus are not of Odysseus. Treating them as such forces the supposed voyage into the time frame of the Trojan War, roughly the period of the Bronze Age collapse. And the archaeology from that era hardly suggests that people were embarking on ambitious transoceanic expeditions while much of the Eastern Mediterranean world was collapsing. The second fatal flaw is that they try to map out one long, continuous itinerary from start to finish. In other words, they try to put all 12 or so places Odysseus visits on a map and connect them with a single chronological route. But that's also a mistake, because the ordering of episodes in the Odyssey is unlikely to be exactly the same as it was in the older material. The Homeric tradition did not work by simply copy-pasting entire narratives wholesale from earlier sources. Bards like Homer were experts at stitching together a new patchwork from a trove of pre-existing material, in the same way that a chef creates a new dish from a set of standard ingredients.
I guess that makes sense.
That said, it's plausible, perhaps even likely, that one or two shorter sequences of episodes within this patchwork preserve the order in which they appeared in the original material. In other words, a sequence of, say, 3 or even 5 or perhaps 7 episodes in Odysseus' journey may preserve the same order of mythical locations as an earlier source, but it's extremely unlikely that the entire sequence of over 12 stops was preserved intact.
Yeah, Greek and Phoenician ships were also built specifically for the conditions of the Mediterranean.
Okay, now that we are aware of these two traps, let us, like Odysseus sailing between Scylla and Charybdis, try to avoid both of them, hopefully with better luck than he had, and see if we can find any more evidence in the epic of travel beyond the Mediterranean.
Okay, I had already agreed with chat that we would pause the video halfway through and save the rest of it for later. We can definitely continue this video on Saturday, but yeah, definitely a lot of food for thought. Definitely a lot of food for thought in terms of this. Whether or not any of it can be considered, I guess, true or false, well, I guess that's up to interpretation. Before we look at that, Brett, I said that we would take a look at Pinnacle's recommendation after this. So I'm gonna leave this here, and then I will open up this here. Here, the Gideon situation. Yeah, I think I vaguely remember this. Something about that, him and a bunch of teenagers going to McDonald's in order to take down some squatter. I could have sworn that it was a domestic abuser, but I guess I may have been wrong. I don't even remember where I first heard about this. It was some sort of drama video, but for the life of me, I can't remember. But we're gonna take a look at it anyway, so strap right in as we take a look at the Gideon situation.
I just watched the Gideon arrest and body cam footage. Zoinks.
Zoinks.
Oof. Like eating a Burger King meal, that was not good at all.
Not good. Not good at all, as the doctor in Courage the Cowardly Dog would say.
And it's really surprising. When I first heard that Gideon got arrested and that there was body cam footage of it, I just assumed that it was going to be over something wacky, weird, or maybe something trivial.
I mean, I don't really know anything about Gideon per se. Like, I knew of his existence because of a cartoon reactor named Quizzy on Demand who constantly shouts him out.
Because Gideon, like, works collaboratively with law enforcement from what I've seen, so surely if anyone knew about, like, lawful activity and shit, it would probably be him, so I thought maybe, like, some kind of misunderstanding or, you know, something going just tits up out of nowhere, but ultimately it'd be easy to see where he was coming from and be on his side about it. But after watching the footage, that's just not the case at all.
It's just not.
I like Gideon. I've said this quite a bit. He's a reformed prankster, and hallelujah
Oh, was he a prankster?
for that, because that is extraordinarily rare.
No, all those prank YouTube channels, yeah, nothing good ever came out of those.
Typically, when someone experiences success like Gideon, who blew up online because of pranks, they stick with that forever. But in Gideon's case, at the height of his popularity, he decided to walk the path of God. He found his faith again, and
I mean, they say quit while you're ahead. So, yeah, he was at the height of all of his prankster bullshit, and they decided, lol, nope, I got my money's worth. I got all the popularity. It's time to pivot.
and over time decided to make a drastic change and stopped doing that content, which I think is extremely admirable and something that you just do not see happen. It doesn't happen, period. And now
Let's say eventually, if my channel gets to that point, whether or not I steer away from the type of content that I've been doing is more really just based on how I feel.
these days, his content focuses on having predators arrested. So he's worked to catch a lot of really, really evil bad people. And the vigilante predator catching community is something that's blown up online over the years, obviously, and in a lot of cases it's handled extremely poorly, where the predators don't get arrested. They instead just get milked. The content creator latches onto their udders and starts fucking draining their balls of all the piss possible so they can monetize the shit out of it out the wazoo online.
Sorry, excuse. I see.
Without any care for doing it properly and getting them arrested. So they continue to still be a
So you mean like that one guy did with EDP?
danger to children around them. In Gideon's case, I really felt like, while yes, he is clearly making a lot of money off doing this, he is also handling it in a way where these predators do get arrested. So I know a lot of people criticize, like, the reason behind it, like, are they actually doing it for justice and to try and protect anyone, or is it just for their own financial self-gain?
It's probably both.
Which is a perspective I can totally understand. That is a very valid thing to be bringing up. I would argue, though, that the good outweighs the bad when it's handled properly and they actually get arrested. So in Gideon's case, I would say that even if the motive has been money, which I'm not entirely sure if that's why he's doing it, I do get a sense that he genuinely cares. The fact that many of the predators that he has investigated has led to actual jail time and arrest, taking them out of positions where they can continue to prey on children, is obviously a good thing to get them out of there. So, I do like Gideon. But boy howdy, this arrest and body cam is a very bad look, unfortunately, and it's something that I do want to yap about now that I've become aware of it. Oh, they got him on code blue cam.
Yeah.
Famous
No, can I figure out which video it was that I saw?
YouTuber gets himself and all his crew arrested.
I swear, I'm trying to remember what channel I first learned about this from, but I can't.
Just how far people are willing to go to film content.
I don't understand all this, dude. Something so stupid over some, like, YouTube views.
Oh, whoa, YouTube view, that's
Oh,
worth more than gold, brother.
I'm sure it is.
You don't even look that old, what do you mean? YouTube views is the most important currency there is. People die over that. People fucking kill each other over that shit
People die when they are killed.
daily. This ain't a game, man. What do you mean?
when a man named Joe contacts Woodhaven police officers
Hi,
from a
Joe.
local McDonald's in Michigan, claiming that his nephew and his friends are stalking him. His nephew is 30-year-old Kenneth Chambers, who runs the YouTube channel
Skeeter Gene.
which
I don't know who this is.
currently has around 2.5 million subscribers and is well known for doing sting operations. Joe tells the officers that Skeeter and his friends have been following him and filming him throughout the day. Over the past several months, Skeeter has amassed millions of views on his channel by posting videos about his uncle. But Skeeter and his friend and collaborator, 25-year-old...
So is it? Oh, let me read that title again.
I exposed my own uncle.
I exposed my own uncle. So is his uncle caught in one of the pedophile stings, or what's going on here?
I
about
don't
his
know.
uncle. But Skeeter and his friend and collaborator, 25-year-old Gideon...
Streaming inside squatter's house until he leaves.
Oh, is that? Wait. Oh, that's what happened.
Is that the uncle then? Is that Joe? So is he a
so he's a squatter.
Squatter?
So he's the squatter. I guess that's a better way to phrase it.
Decade or so, he's been financially exploiting and abusing my grandmother, who was also his mother. And before that, he was doing the same thing to his grandmother, which
And he's a Red Wings fan.
I don't know what that has to do with anything, but I guess it's important to Charlie.
You forgot to mention that. He is also a Red Wings fan. Are you kidding me? Uh-oh.
I guess that's all the information that Charlie needed to know.
It's serious.
is my great-grandmother.
Skeeter explains that despite repeated warnings from the family, his Uncle Joe refused to leave his grandmother's house and had been squatting there for months. So, he decided...
I was gonna go over there and kick his ass myself. But then I thought, wait a minute, I have a YouTube channel.
I can get views.
I can film myself kicking his ass because I know that Hank Hill has proven that he can kick somebody's ass while standing on a ladder.
Yeah, of course.
So I can just expose him on the internet and make some money off of him.
Okay. How's that going? You're making money off him, but are you actually helping your grandmother?
I don't know.
I'm new to this here, but it doesn't seem like it. It seems like it's more about you making money off of your grandmother being exploited than actually getting the fucking problem solved. Am I crazy? That's what it's looking like immediately here.
According to Skeeter, when Joe still refused to vacate the home, he came up with a plan alongside Gideon to solve the problem once and for all. He moved Gideon into his grandmother's house, eventually forcing Joe to leave the property and end up at McDonald's.
Oh, there we go.
according
He
to Joe,
evacuated.
The harassment did not stop there. He claims Skeeter, Gideon, and their film crew continued
Yes,
following
and
and filming him at
here,
the restaurant,
and I'm guessing some of these are the teenagers.
ultimately provoking him to call the authorities. But one of the officers soon notices an orange sedan following them as they transport Joe to the Woodhaven Police Department, where a friend is supposed to pick him up. Shortly afterward, Skeeter and Gideon arrive at the station with a large group of people, demanding to speak with Joe. By then, Joe has already left for McDonald's again, and when the detective tells them that Joe is not at the station, Gideon mentions filing a missing persons report, arguing that officers had taken Joe away from the house.
Yeah, Joe went missing. You guys stole him.
Oh, I think I remember seeing this clip. Wait, you said that they stole him?
What?
Where did they?
And they didn't want. I remember this. I remember seeing this, and they just didn't want to deal with it. He said that the detective stole that guy's uncle.
I might have JD
Oh,
like go make
Lord.
like missing people. You know, Joe?
Yeah, I know.
We're trying to find him. He's hiding from us.
Yeah, he's not in here, I promise.
You promise?
Yes.
You pinky promise?
Yes,
You
actually,
pink.
I think pictures of
All right, I'm so confused, but he's not in the
No, I'm right there with you, Charlie.
house either, so what's the point? That's like
I don't know if there is a point. I think that's the point.
the whole goal, right? To get him out of the house? Mission accomplished? What does this do? Now,
Absolutely nothing.
why I don't understand why they're going across town now, looking to file a missing persons report and bother fast food employees trying to locate this guy. I guess, yeah, maybe just to keep farming him.
all time.
Pinky, 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 pinky.
Okay.
Pinky promise.
Yes, Joe's not in here.
I don't trust her. Is it
I see.
cool if I check real quick just to make sure?
Oh my god, there's no way. Okay, now he's just disrupting the business.
I can. I'm gonna just check real quick. Okay.
Oh Lord of mercy.
Okay.
It's
Okay, now I understand how absurd this is getting.
around 3 p.m. now, over 4 hours since this situation first began, and as an officer arrives at the restaurant to speak with Joe again, he has no idea that Skeeter and Gideon are about to bring the
And then I'm guessing those are some teenagers that are trying to get in on it.
storm.
I thought that was,
back to
I
the
thought for sure that was Jack Doherty.
Oh my god, that does look like Jack Doherty. Don't disrespect this guy. I'm pretty sure this guy deserves more than to be compared to Jack Dorky.
was gonna say, what the fuck is he doing there?
Oh my god! Imagine if that was Jack Doherty. As if this wasn't already controversial enough. We have to get a little more on the side.
I like Gideon here, but I truly don't understand what this is. I really don't.
I don't know either.
Look at this. If the goal is to get him out, you got him out. Why are we farming him at fucking McDonald's? This doesn't really seem like it's actually to try and get justice or try and get him out of the house.
Because this is their brand of justice. They're not gonna stop it, then they have them in his custody.
They're at his house and they're not doing anything illegal. It's just super annoying. They're
It's just annoying, don't you know? It's just a lel-trel.
trying to get him riled up so they get their YouTube views. We're just trying to find somewhere for Joe to go because they had access to the house. They're allowed to be there, and so is Joe, so we can't make something.
Yeah, squatters fucking suck. I'm all for annoying the shit out of squatters. Do whatever it takes to get them out of the house. No, I've yapped about squatters so much, bro. I'm not gonna talk your ear off on it for the 100th time.
I don't really know that much about squatters other than the fact that they exist. I don't think I've ever seen a squatter in my life, though.
But this is just, it really doesn't feel like it's about that. It genuinely does just feel like it's trying to farm him for views off of it. Because there's just no reason to be chasing him around like fucking restaurants and shit. So they got the Modern Warfare 2 UAV online here, and they are tracking Joe down. They are sniffing him out, hunting him down, and they eventually, it all bubbles over in the Thunderdome.
Yeah, this should allow us to just shoot the squatters. I mean, does Castle Doctrine apply in that case? The stand your ground stuff?
McDonald's, which elicits a big old question mark for me. I don't fucking get it. Just like items on the top shelf of my kitchen, I don't get it. I
don't get it.
Why chase him around? Why fucking follow him around the town here like it's some kind of tailing mission in Assassin's Creed?
Because because you don't need a reason to fuck shit up.
Like, getting a squatter out is something that I think
okay, it doesn't apply then. I see.
Everyone understands and can get behind. You know, that's a big old pat on the ass moment because squatters, for some reason, it becomes such a tricky landmine in the legal system where they end up having more.
You see, I'm not on your property. I'm on the sidewalk, which is public property. So technically, I'm not trespassing. It's illegal to kick them out without court approval. I see. And I'm guessing that applies. You're not just talking about the Czech Republic, are you? I don't know how. I'm sure each state of the U.S. has their own laws with regards to it.
Tenant rights than you do as the homeowner. And it's so fucking convoluted, it's so messy, it is disgusting.
I'm sure.
I think most people understand wanting to annoy squatters and do what you can on your own to take care of it, since the system doesn't like to actually do anything about it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you could say that about a lot of other petty crimes.
Sometimes it does end up with people taking matters into their own hands to try and solve the issue, which it seems like in the beginning that was the goal, but it's clearly morphed into something else, which is now just making a big spectacle out of it to farm as much money and as many YouTube views out of it as possible.
Yeah.
And Joe is obviously...
It's the U.S.? Okay. How does it work in the Czech Republic, then?
No peach. He's a real piece of work. This guy, I'm only just now learning about him through these videos, but...
Yeah, I already mentioned how I knew about him to begin with, but that was my first time ever seeing any of his content.
This guy doesn't really seem like a saint or anything. But even still, like, they were in the wrong chasing him around to, like, fucking McDonald's and shit.
Some states are worse than others. Almost all of them have squatter. The squatter rights are stronger than your right as the owner. I see. I'm guessing that applies in certain states that have homeless problems.
And trying to send, like, army of children in there to, like, bypass getting trespassed. Like, everything that you could do wrong was done wrong here.
Yeah. I just distinctly remember that he was using teenagers in these videos, and that was a big no-no.
Shelters? None really close to here, but he said that his buddy was trying to find somewhere and trying to keep Joe out of the spotlight, so, yeah. Yep. He'll be out at their house. Yeah. So, thank you so much for the help.
Good example. Yeah, the Asian Andy squatter.
What? Why do I feel like I know what Asian Andy is?
That's fucking iconic at this point. Yeah, the Asian Andy squatter.
I have no idea who that is, but it sounds familiar.
That, I think, that honestly was handled, like, super well. Like, legitimately, that was handled really well. This is not so far.
Appreciate it.
They never gain over shit by living there long enough. pull up to your property after 5 years and just call the cops on him.
Joe has stepped
Alright.
out to run an errand. The officer later
Oh, and here's the posse.
learned from the restaurant manager that Gideon and his film crew had returned to the McDonald's multiple times looking for him.
Oh my god.
The manager told officers that despite being asked to leave and informed them that they could not record on McDonald's private property, they continued live streaming. The group is then seen returning to the police station
Oh my god.
once again, demanding to see Joe. Believing they may head back to the McDonald's in search of him, the officer returns
So they're just on some wild goose chase.
to the restaurant to keep watch.
All right, we're gonna go back and deal with that.
They just keep going back and forth and back and forth. That does honestly sound like stalker behavior.
Hopefully we can see what we can do about getting them out of there, but we'll see.
And soon, a large group arrives back at McDonald's. But this time, the officers are ready.
The question is, do they know where this Joe guy even is? Or are they just assuming that he may be at one place or another? Oh, and I remember this clip specifically.
What's the problem?
Where they were talking to, like, the police and stuff, and then he gets arrested.
McDonald's doesn't want you guys on the property, so you guys gotta leave.
Is he here?
Doesn't matter where he's at. McDonald's does not want you on the property. You guys have to leave. You're gonna...
Who's you guys? Can you be more specific?
You.
So they said these people?
Him, yes. You guys cannot be on the property.
Hey,
Or they're gonna arrest
do
you.
you guys want some McDonald's? Y'all wanna go
Okay, now I remember.
outside real quick?
You're gonna be arrested for trespassing if you go in there.
Bro, why? You don't have like no offense, officer, but like you genuinely have nothing better to do.
I remember. Now I remember.
Like,
Do you have anything better to do?
officer, you're actually like supposed to protect and serve.
All right, get off the property. You guys are gonna be arrested for trespassing.
Okay, we'll leave the property, but like I'm just trying to figure out, do you have anything better to do? Because this is like a
Yeah, they told you earlier that they don't want you guys on the property, so you guys gotta leave.
because you've been camping out there for like 20 minutes.
I knew who did the killing. I know for 20 minutes.
Taxpayer dollars.
Wasting tax.
In there for about 5. You guys need to leave.
Yeah, that's the thing that happens with these types of cases. The officers will tell them that you have to do this or you get arrested, and then the people that are doing the thing argue with them, being all like, "But I'm just a little old me. I'm not doing nothing, man."
It's crazy how you don't arrest
Yikes,
for water.
man.
That's crazy. Hey, let's just stand on the sidewalk.
But the warning has little
Yeah, if you want to make a statement about squatter and the squatter's rights being egregious, preach. Completely
Yeah.
agree. This is just super not productive to that conversation. This is actually just not a good look so far. That's sad, man. Like I said, I like Gideon. I don't really understand what he thought he was doing here.
effect. Soon Gideon is seen standing on the sidewalk yelling, creating a disturbance, and stopping vehicles attempting to enter McDonald's to patronize the business.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
At the same time, officers noticed 2 members of the film crew attempting to enter the restaurant with their cameras, prompting them to make their move.
Let's see if there's some McJoes in there.
Some McJoes.
Chat, man, is this what you want your tax dollars to go to?
Jesus, this is
Cops
so fucking
camping out at
cringe.
McDonald's to protect a squatter.
They're not trying to protect the squatter. They're trying to keep you from trespassing.
He's in there?
He's, uh-oh.
Really? Should we get him the camera? Yo, do me a favor, Be very careful. Just wear this.
Oh, Lord. And are those 2 more of the teenagers?
You didn't trespass them, so shut the f up! Bro, you haven't been trespassed.
What am I?
Just walk inside.
Just to get on my video?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
But make sure y'all stick together.
Is that backpack?
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
They have not.
The jumping up and
Yeah,
down,
hold on.
emoting to the...
Yeah, I wanted to point out the fact that he was jumping up and down like a maniac, but I was waiting for someone else to bring it up instead.
Officers about it.
Come back.
Oh, no.
Bro, they're really protecting Joe.
Yeah, and I think I vaguely remember them mentioning that this Joe person was known to get violent, which obviously would put the teens at risk.
And he's recruiting like a
what are you
bunch of
doing?
kids to do this.
Officer,
Yeah.
never trespass them. You can't trespass somebody.
12-12 dispatch. We're gonna have one detained at this point.
Officer, you cannot trespass somebody.
Is he going to, Mitchell?
Here, give me my backpack, my man. This is a violation. You cannot arrest somebody that never went inside and was never trespassed. Bam.
Lord.
They are arrested children that never went inside of a McDonald's. Call the DA and see how
Oh,
gets
Lord.
dropped. Dumbasses.
Okay.
Call the DA and see how fast that shit gets dropped.
taking these 3?
Watch. Call the DA and see how fast that gets dropped.
He's yelling, so he's being disorderly. Yeah, everybody's good.
This is absolutely.
Okay, and here's disorderly conduct.
Disorderly case. You're yelling,
Disorderly. You're under arrest for being disorderly.
Freedom of speech. You can yell on the sidewalk.
You're causing a scene.
On the sidewalk.
Yep.
So you can't yell? Officer.
Jeepers.
I need to know about officer.
Freedom of speech is not freedom of consequences.
How fast do you think this is gonna get dropped? Do you really think this is gonna stick? Do you guys really think this is gonna stick? Do you want to waste your DA's time? I am a multi-millionaire.
Oh lord, yeah, like that's gonna help you. I mean, it'll help some people, but it's not gonna help you.
I promise you, I can take as far as you want.
Oh!
Obviously, he can bail himself out using his money.
Officer, you will be in a deposition and you will be arrested. This is.
Oh, it's minus 1,000 aura. No, 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 man.
Yes, yes, I revel in this negative aura.
Man. What? Actually just dropped the "do you know who I am" type line. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, like when Jennifer Lopez went back to her home neighborhood and she tried to ask one of her old neighbors, yo, you know who I am? And he was like, no. What do you mean you don't know who I am? I'm Jennifer Lopez.
Once he got to bring this out in public, it got fucked. Like I said, I can't wrap my head around what he's even thinking. He's just like recruiting a bunch of kids to start going in there into the McDonald's to film, and the workers don't want them in there. Even if Joe's in there, like, why can't you just respect that? Like, you're not doing anything to prevent Joe from squatting at this point. You are literally just stalking him and bothering all of the normal employees and people.
You're looking them up and you have to live there for 10 years and prove you are in your right to believe it is legally yours through family history or contracts. But even then it's icy. Well, at least you did the deep dive.
In the McDonald's for Gideon's.
It's super low even if you're there for 20 years.
Views. And then he just dropped the "I'm a multi-millionaire" line. I don't know what went so wrong.
Here, Beckett.
No! Call Jake and have him get my lawyer! Call Jake and get my lawyer! Is this really the route you want to go, officer? Yep. You want to waste taxpayer dollars? Yep.
Oh my
For a second I thought I was going to say, I'm going to need your badge and gun. You're fired. Gideon fires the officer.
Yeah, Gideon cosplays a Karen.
I can't even fit in here.
Get your foot.
Yes, you can. Shut your dumb ass up.
Officer, I'm too big.
Put your foot that way. Look.
I wonder whose fault that is.
Officer, I can't. I'm not trying to be here. I'm not resistant, officer. I promise
Let's go.
you. It is literally my body autonomy. I can't.
Body autonomy. Oh no. Okay, so now we're bringing up bodily autonomy.
Cannot move. Can you just put my handcuffs in the front?
No.
And it'll make it so much easier.
Turn your body. You have to turn and scoot that way.
Have you guys consulted with the DA?
I don't even remember what DA even is.
You don't have a DA.
You don't have a district attorney.
No.
Oh, district attorney. Okay.
You have a state attorney. You
There's
can
no
go.
district attorneys down here.
What about state attorney?
Put your feet in. Let's go.
Wait, where are they?
No, I was wondering what DA meant.
That didn't go well. That dialogue tree option got exhausted really fast.
Yeah, he picked the wrong options, and now he's getting the bad ending.
Officer, I'm telling you, I can't move.
Harvey
There
Dent.
you go.
Yeah, we got Harvey Dent on the warrant.
No, can he actually, like, not move? Does he really not have that much room, or is he actively resisting?
You pushing me's not gonna do anything. Bro, officer, you're actually hurting me.
Come on.
Officer, I can't move.
Yes, you can. Scoot
Okay,
in
can I
there.
step out and then slide in?
Yeah, step out and slide in.
Bro, hey, bro.
Set your butt in first.
I sat inside.
Set your-
Yo, call Jake and get my lawyer.
I get him.
So here's something else I don't understand. Skeeter Jean is not even here.
Skeeter G.
So like this isn't even about the squatter anymore. What is going on?
They're too fat to ride the cruise. No, literally the opposite of that one lady who was denied an Uber or whatever, and so she tried to sue them for phobia.
He went rogue. This is like a solo side quest. He is just not on camera. Oh, he is? He is still there? Okay.
Some of them try to make sense of the situation.
I haven't seen him in a single one of these clips.
So we got 4. I got 4 right now.
Are there any others?
This is absurd. Was he arresting him too?
Oh, get out and get off the property now.
Yes, sir. I was not a part of this.
Then you better walk away quickly.
Yes, sir. I was just in the car. I'll be. Hey, Dad, do you mind? Actually, no, I'll walk on.
Now you're impeding traffic.
Oh.
Downtown unit, can you light this blackest?
Okay, so this guy's just stuck.
He'll be up right here for us. Good, he's pulling up and stopping him for us.
Okay, I see.
We were just trying to pick up a friend.
Okay, we can't stop him. No,
Okay.
So he,
Yeah, don't stop in the middle of the road like that if you have to, quote, pick someone up. Actually park on the lot.
so he wasn't here. He just arrived.
Oh.
They must have heard what happened and then showed up.
Okay.
I am flabbergasted at how many people showed up here from stream sniping Gideon. I don't know if he had like made it like a public thing, like guys, come on, roll through, and turning it into like, you know,
I thought it was a thing like that. I thought Gideon was actively recruiting these teens to partake in this venture.
Fucking Fire Fest of squatters or something here. But like 50 kids come through here, like it was fucking trunk or treat. There were so many kids that showed up that were getting like recruited by Gideon to like go into the McDonald's. Let's go.
They probably just wanted to get 15 seconds of fame.
Something find like Joe, that kind of thing. Where's Waldo? Let's go get him, that kind of shit. And it ends up being like an entire raid wipe. Like the entire raid just gets wiped here. The cops start like dispersing them. A few of them get arrested in addition to Gideon. So now they've got an issue on their hands for showing up and like buying into this and going along with it. It's just such a mess. I get being frustrated with squatters, but this is just not the way, not at all. He's not squatting in the McDonald's. Exactly.
If you guys aren't getting food, get out.
Oh, and these is this some more members of his posse?
Oh, no, we are. You say what? Just kind of confused. Yeah, I was just asking.
Okay.
How many people showed up for them?
No, that's what I'm asking.
It's like 50 dudes.
We were staying at the house.
No, these people just coming. It seems like that they're just coming out of nowhere. They're just spawn camping.
And we just pulled up.
I gave it to them. They're all still out there.
Oh, it's Joe.
Oh, and then there's Joe.
Oh.
Hang out with him for a little bit. I don't know if they should. What about Steven? Where did he go?
I have no idea where he went. The ones that came up on the property.
Did you ticket him?
I think you got a ticket. I don't know. The ones that came up on the property and were causing disturbance on the property are the ones that went to jail. I don't even know honestly who we have. We got quite a few. So.
All right, thank you.
Yep. If they come back into
what about this black guy over here? He was at the house.
Well,
and the guy with the glasses.
Yeah, I gotcha. So
he was at the house.
The problem was that they were here, and the ones that were causing an issue here is who went with us right now. Because they could have been at the house. They're allowed the house because someone.
Joe looks like he just crawled out of a time machine, bro. This guy looks like he just left Jumanji.
Come on the property here, and they were on the property and they're causing disturbance.
You're allowed to come on my property.
Oh wait, harassing phone call. Oh, and of course that guy gets a Happy Meal.
Joe does seem like a big old asshole, though. I'll tell you what, man.
No, he looks like Charlie said that he looks like he came out of Jumanji as a time traveler. To me, he kind of looks like a hobo.
I will tell you what. They should have just taken a page out of the Asian Andy playbook for the right way to handle a squatter.
Yes, sir. I guess. You're for breach of peace is what it sounds like, all right? Breach of peace.
Even though I was on a public easement. Okay. What is the officer's name that arrested me?
Oh lord, we have to ring up the officer hub. We gotta sue the officer that arrested me for disturbing the peace.
You'll get all that when we get back to the station.
Okay. I just want you guys to know that once this case gets dropped, I am going to get a constitutional rights lawyer.
Oh, Lord have mercy. It's always that when people weaponize free speech in order to do some bullshit.
And I'm going to go after you guys qualified immunity, and you guys will be in a deposition. You will have to answer for that. Because the DA is not going to take this case. It's going to get dropped. When it gets dismissed, I am going for your qualified immunity. And,
damn, it's like some JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 2 right there. Telling you what's about to happen. Has it worked out like that so far?
I don't know.
Okay.
They set up music equipment and speakers upstairs.
Yeah, I was there for that earlier today.
This is what I just don't understand. He has been at this McDonald's for presumably hours now. He is not in the house. Why not just change the locks? If he is a squatter in that house.
Because changing the locks would be the easy way out. That's the obvious solution. So much so that I didn't even think about it. And how else were they going to milk this guy for all he's worth?
Change the fucking locks. You've done the hard part. You got him out. Like, what is that guy's name? Flash, the squatters guy, Flash Steel. Fuck, what is his name?
I have no idea
I can't remember
what
his
you're
name, but
talking
there's a guy
about.
who literally does this for a living for people that have squatters. He goes in, he annoys them to the point they leave, and then while they're out, he then takes it back from them. And something you can do, if he is a squatter, it is literally not his house. But this is a civil matter, so the police can't do anything. Like, there's a ton of things you can do. You can take their stuff out of the house, move it outside. What the fuck is that guy's name?
You get arrested yourself instead.
Flash something. Flash Shelton, thank you. Yep.
You can't change the locks when they leave. Oh, really?
Flash Shelton. This guy actually has a really cool history for how he got into it. He's the...
Well, whoever this Flash guy that Charlie's talking about, apparently he was breaking the law, changing the locks. At least according to Boonda.
Squatting the squatters guy. I don't know if he still does it. This was a while back. He has his own show on A&E. Is that real? Oh, this guy must have blown up since the last time we checked him out, like 4 years ago. But again, it is a valuable service because squatters have so much protection Like, there are
Or does it depend on the state?
so many squatters' rights that are impossible to fucking navigate for just a normal person. And the system does nothing to actually punish it. Now, here's Charlie post-game analysis here, because on stream,
Okay.
multiple people mentioned that you cannot change the locks on squatters.
Okay, here we go. We got the confirmation from Charlie's chat and from my chat, so I guess that's two chats corroborating with each other.
It's illegal. And then I thought it just was like a state-by-state thing. But it looks like, no, that is actually universally condemned and is illegal. It's called self-help eviction, which is also illegal here in Florida, which is fucking mind-boggling to me, but I won't even get into that right now. What I find very surprising, though, is that you, as the homeowner, can't change the locks on a squatter when one decides to infect it. But I have seen on numerous occasions with squatters, they go in, and one of the first things they do is change the locks, which...
Okay, so it's okay for them to do it, but it's not okay for the owner to.
apparently squatters can do, but you as the homeowner can't, because then you can get arrested and face charges if you do.
That's
you
stupid.
also, at least in Florida, cannot move out their items when they're away. Again, items that are unlawfully in your residence, you can't do that. This is what I'm saying, man. When it comes
Now, why isn't is considered breaking and entering?
to squatters, there is so much baloney, like just so much fucking horseradish around it, that I am not surprised to see, like, people taking it into their own hands, like the Asian Andy thing. Like what this probably started as, trying to get a squatter out. Like, I understand that. It clearly evolved into something very different there that is pretty hard to justify or defend. But, like, the actual meat and potatoes of it is there is a problem with how protected squatters are, that you are very, very limited in what you can legally do to get them out. I remember not long ago, it was like a year ago, I went down this rabbit hole, I think it was on stream, maybe it wasn't, learning about this individual, this lady who went on a vacation. She took like a month vacation, and when she came back, she learned that there was a squatter in her residence. And she tried everything, exhausting all legal options. The police do not do anything about squatters. It is ruled a civil matter. The police literally can't do anything about it, even if there is a drive for them to...
None of them have nothing to do with their life. Yeah. I don't see how this isn't breaking and entering. In what way is this not breaking and entering? Does something need to be stolen away or something?
Like, if they really want to, they still can't. They legally cannot intervene.
When the U.S. became a country, it was extremely common for the owner to just die. And these laws are made so that you can claim a property as soon... Oh, so it's something like that.
In a squatting dispute, a squatting situation. But this lady came home, tried everything to get the squatter out, unsuccessful. This battle went on for months, financially butt-fucking her, just draining her, until eventually it made it through the system, and I think it took like over a year to get resolved. But the financial burden that placed upon her was sickening. And it feels like it should just be such a clear-cut issue. Like, squatters, I can't believe how much protection there is for squatters and how little there is for a homeowner who is the victim of a squatter. So I'm trying not to just regurgitate what I've said millions of times about squatters at this point, but since this started with...
I'm still struggling to figure out the logistics of why this is even a thing.
Trying to get a squatter out, it feels pertinent to at least talk about it a little bit. It's fucked up.
Qualified immunity.
I am the junior person here.
I want his qualified immunity. I know my constitutional rights. I know my rights.
Here, I want to get back to your vehicle.
Officer, how can someone be trespassed that never even went inside?
Well, you've been inside of it multiple times, weren't you?
What sense is that? So you unlawfully arrested those other people, and then with me, I'm on the sidewalk, voicing my displeasure with this police department, and you guys...
There's no Phoenix riding your way out of this, man. There's no point.
Is there a body camera?
Yes, sir. It's on. It's recording right now.
Awesome. Oh yeah, that's good. That's the ultimate gotcha is the body cam, at least until they turn it off.
Not awesome, brother.
Hey, you know when I get out, we're just going right back to the house. You know that, right? So you guys aren't accomplishing anything. You're wasting taxpayer dollars. I'd appreciate if you get my glasses. Can't see my glasses.
Yeah, where are they?
They fell.
Yeah, I'll grab them.
Yo, what's going on, man? Don't worry, I'll pay for your bond. It's not gonna sit.
You guys can just come up to this counter.
Get us with the best civil rights attorney.
Yep, right there's good.
Did you just say the best civil rights attorney? Yeah, like that'll help you. We live in a modern era where the homeowner can't starve to death or get killed by a bear. So these people abuse these ancient laws to steal your property and sell it.
Stay right there for 1 second.
Is that why the housing market is so bad these days?
Ultimately, Gideon Adams was charged with misdemeanor, stalking, and breach of peace. The other 3 crew members were each charged with 1 count of breach of peace as well. A judge set Gideon's bond at $10,000, which he posted to secure his release. The other 3 crew members also posted personal bonds. While Gideon was in jail, his and Skeeter's fans made hundreds of calls to the Woodhaven Police Department and Downriver Dispatch. Some callers reported fictitious crimes, including a false homicide, while others flooded the Woodhaven Police Department's Facebook page with messages. And upon his release, Gideon launched a campaign.
Oh, that's right. I remember this happening as well.
Called Free Gideon, claiming it would prove his innocence and what he believed was the bias officers had shown in favor of Joe.
I'm not sure what all Gideon has said about this after the
No, he said he was gonna get a civil rights attorney.
fact, but that is...
They're called homesteaders.
That is just
Homesteader laws.
horse hockey there, man. There wasn't a bias for Joe. Like, you very clearly went over the line here when it came to this squatting situation, following him around, and then routinely going into that McDonald's, trying to film it, sending an army of kids in there to also do your bidding as well. The employees didn't want you in there doing that either. Like, the actual workers that are just there trying to make a living, now getting, you know, forced into this content to be fucking props, NPCs for this content here, where you've gone way outside the scope of, like, trying to get a squatter out of a residence. Like, it's just... There's no bias here. Like, they did what they were supposed to do. They were called about, like, this disruption here, and they trespassed you, and you kept going. So
yeah, it's one of those. It seems open and shut. I mean, that's the thing that'll happen with those in those types of videos, where the offenders will do everything they can to obfuscate their own wrongdoing, saying that they have a right to do what they're doing, that they have a right to be there, that they can do this or that or whatever they want. But when you try to point out exactly what they're doing wrong, they just make excuses as for why they think that it's okay.
like, obviously, this was going to just continue. Like, him and everyone that showed up kept escalating it, so it eventually did lead to these arrests. I don't think there's going to be any, like, long-lasting effects from it. I don't think Gideon or the others that got arrested are
The question is, will they learn their lesson, or are they just gonna rinse and repeat?
going to go to jail or anything. I imagine there will just be, like, a fine or something like that, and that'll be it. But, like, even still, it's such a easily avoidable
Make sure they haven't applied to take over the property.
situation, because they took what is something a lot of people understand, trying to get a squatter out, and turned it into this, which is just extremely hard to defend and is just a really bad look.
2026, where his defense attorney will begin addressing the stalking and breach of peace charges. If convicted, he could face up to 93 days in jail for breaching the peace and up to 1 year in jail or a $1,000 fine for stalking.
Look at the Code Blue recent post.
Uh-oh. Some responses from the Gideon arrest video. Dang, y'all posted about me getting arrested.
Oh no.
The takedown. Wait, was there? Wait, there's no way that he was attempting to copy claim this. This is a rep from YouTube. I'd like you to immediately take down. Did he? I apologize for this long silence. I'm trying to comprehend what's happening here. Gideon sent a takedown notice on this, claiming that it misrepresents and falsely informs people about the client. And they're threatening to suspend this channel. So, is this some copy claim? Or is this something else? I'm trying to I'm having trouble comprehending what's actually trying to happen. No, this is breaking me in ways I can't even understand.
Oh no. He's a member too.
Oh no, if you live in the middle of nowhere and your closest neighbor is like 3 miles away, just take care of them yourself. Oh, Lord of mercy. He's a channel member, and he sent a takedown notice. Wow.
Yikes, that must have been a rough notification.
Man,
that's sad. That's actually sad to see, bro.
When you have to resort to taking advantage of copyright law just to get your way.
No, the email's not from Gideon. It even says right there, brothers.
Yeah, that's from what I'm assuming. It says YouTube legal team.
This isn't from them. I'm just saying this is still cringe. This is him. are you talking about proven fake? Proven fake by opening your eyes, maybe. Obviously. This is just his community members reaching out.
Yeah.
No, he's not, there's no world where he's actually going to jail. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's unlikely.
No doubt in my mind. He's not going for 93 days in jail or a year in jail or anything like that. I have no doubt about that. This is still such a bad look. He did basically everything wrong after getting the squatter out of the house. It'll just be a fine.
It said $1,000, which if he's a multi-millionaire is a drop in the bucket.
By the way, Joe has a violent criminal record, so sending kids there to stalk him is even worse.
Yeah.
Even without the... That's frightening, but even without the violent criminal record, it's crazy to just start sending random kids to start doing that. Got them arrested too, which affects them in the future.
Yeah.
No, that's not gonna last or anything. I mean, that sucks.
Yeah, you get a juvie record, but...
That's definitely like a lesson learned type of moment for them, but I don't think it's going to affect their future or anything like that. You think Gideon can mend his reputation after this if he owns up to the mistakes? I don't see why not. Ultimately, he didn't hurt anyone or anything like that. This was just...
He just made a fool of himself.
A extremely poorly handled and seemingly clout-driven spectacle that he was putting on here to try and...
I mean, that other guy explicitly said that they were gonna milk it for views, so...
And farm as much money and as many views off of this situation as he possibly could, and flew a little too close to the sun. Like, like I said, I don't think this is...
You read that someone solved their squatter issue by paying some buns to squat with them.
Not like I don't think it's unsalvageable. It is just a really bad and embarrassing look. He made a clown of himself here, which is upsetting and disappointing to see. But I imagine he'll own up to it. Like I would think. I'm hoping that he will at least. Hopefully there'll be like a mature response to it from him about this. As I said, I don't think he's going to jail or anything. Nor do I think the others that were arrested will see the inside of a cell either. But yeah, just a fucking mess and really blew that, unfortunately. That's really about it. So yeah, I just...
Whoops, sorry about that.
Really blew that, unfortunately. That's really about it. So yeah.
Okay then. Well, I guess well, at least I got some more context behind the whole Gideon situation and learned a little more about the absurd world of squatters. Okay. I'm gonna be right back. Okay, I'm back. They move out on their own by you paying some homeless people to move in, just move in again. Let's see. Well, at least we got through quite a bit tonight. I mean, we only looked at like 2 things, but it's not... Yeah, we'll take... Yeah, we will finish that Odysseus video on Saturday, I think. Let's see. I did have a few miscellaneous videos up top, but it might be a little late for those. I wanted to take a look. There was some Caleb Hammer thing that I wanted to take a look at, and then there were some miscellaneous other ones, but I could probably save them for another time. Wait, what was this again? Oh, now I remember. I'd rather save this video for when what's-his-name shows up to the stream. We probably got like a few minutes before I decide to call it. Oh, I need to take a look at this on my own. If I can remember to do so. Is Brett still in chat? What was that animal video that you wanted to share with me? Maybe we could scroll through this and see if there's anything else that's worth looking at. Give me one moment. I had a water bottle that I wanted to crush. It's easier to throw away so that that way it doesn't take up too much room. Now I'm gonna leave that open. Angry Dogs by Sad Cat. Yeah, I could probably close out these other tabs. I'm guessing it's this one, Angry Dogs compilation. And I think that's a Pomeranian. Yes. Or no, you would like these dogs when they're angry, since they're so adorable. I'll be the judge of that. Sounds like it's revving its engines. Definitely sounds very perturbed. When they start showing the gums.
Oh my. It's not good. Can I have a kiss? Oh, give me a kiss. What a good boy. Let me have. Oh, it smells good. Let me have a kiss. What a good boy.
Motor dog.
Give me kisses, Cashew. Give me kisses. Give me
No,
kisses.
doesn't want it.
Give me kisses. Give me kisses. Give me kisses.
No. I can't figure out what breed that is.
Fine. I don't want kisses from you anyways.
Okay.
Good doggy. That's our favorite doggy. Back to happy.
Back to me.
Back to happy.
Back to me. I know it's possible to make them growl on command.
Good doggy. Here you go. That's the best doggy in the world. Very happy.
Very, very fluffy. Oh, he's angry at his reflection. Or it's angry at its reflection. Your average sleep paralysis demon be like. Certainly sounds like demon noises.
Lulu, it's okay. It's okay.
When you like being brushed, but you don't like being brushed.
Lulu.
Very angry pupster. Oh. Oh, another motor dog. Yep, there it is. I was just waiting for the moment. When you start fighting over a toy. That reminding me of the corgis that were fighting with each other. Making slime with funny balloon cute. Average Cocomelon video. Do I want to close out of these upper tabs? May as well. I have nothing to... There's no reason for me to have to take a look at those at this point. See if we can find one more random thing to look at and then we can call it a night. The Boys, but it's a garbage anime dub. Puppies learning to howl. Usagi and Rei at the theme park. Oh, and then we could look at Uncle Ruckus's most racist moments. Having the stream minimized just sounds like these dogs are mauling someone. Oh, Lord of mercy. Yeah, because praise white Jesus, as Uncle Ruckus would say. We could look at the history of magical girls, the Nerdy Magical Girl podcast. Chris Rock, how not to get your ass kicked by the police. So all of my moments are just the sound of dogs mauling someone. Or were you referencing something else? Oh, Ruckus, I'm assuming. I thought you were talking about me in response to Pinnacle's message. YouTube, fix your stream chat delay, please. Oh, I already know the answer to this. It's 1. Yes. Yeah, Ruckus. I should get glasses. No, that's not what I meant. No, there's a delay between YouTube chat and when you guys when the feed is actually received. I don't know why YouTube doesn't want to make it better. Because with Kick and Twitch, I know it's instantaneous, but there's a 1-minute delay with YouTube. So that's why I got confused. Oh, that's right. I wanted to take a look at this Caleb Hammer thing. Which, I guess we do have time for it. May as well just get it out of the way. We should look at more Caleb Hammer because all the people that he interviews and all of their expenses. Yeah, so I guess we could do this as one last thing to do tonight. And apparently they lied. It wasn't her that lied, it was they that lied.
Hey guys, welcome back to Normal Gaze.
No, I wanted to start back from the beginning. Okay. That's all I needed to know.
It's just so stereotypical. you chose for yourself in your real life a weird fake name.
My chosen family did.
Chosen family.
Chosen family as in what? Your non-binary friends that your family, your actual family probably reject.
Oh, hold on. I need to get myself out of the way. I'm covering up Clarkson's face.
For good reason. They reject they them pronouns.
But it's so insulting to the actual gay and lesbian people, and probably some trans people as well, whose family disowned them and cast them out, that she's like cosplaying that.
I know. I'm so surprised that she has financial issues.
What kind of things was she buying? Blue hair dye?
Hey guys, welcome back to Normal Gays, where we take on insanity. I'm Brad, here with Clarkson.
What's up, guys? Now, before we get started, I have no idea what we're talking about, but we're doing a members-only video this week where we react to your voicemails and your confessions. So I'm excited for that, because the last time we did it, y'all said some crazy shit.
Literally.
I don't know what kind of crazy shit that they were saying.
PTSD. And we're going to start out with actually some amazing content, truly.
Okay, now let's actually get into it.
Caleb
Hammer's most insufferable queer
Hammer
guest
react
ever
video to the most insufferable queer girl you will have ever heard speak in your life.
I just know that
I've heard a lot of insufferable girls.
That Brad wet his pants when Caleb Hammer had an episode that could directly hit our niche on Normal Gays, so we could talk about it. Because
let's go.
Brad is obsessed.
I love Caleb Hammer.
I've only seen like one other Caleb Hammer related thing, and it was with some lady who had some kids with someone, but the two of them divorced, but they still had sex with each other despite being divorced, all because of irreconcilable differences. And then they have kids, and she has to take care of them by herself, but she spends all of her money on needless things like takeout instead of spending it on things that'll actually help her kids. Girls getting worse every year. Well, yeah, but... And so Caleb tried to point out all of her expenses, and yeah.
The only YouTube membership I actually pay for.
Oh, you have one still?
And I use it, actually. It's the second best one on YouTube after us. No, to be honest, it's way better. You get way more.
Yeah. You're lucky to be bi. Just make the choice to be with guys.
He's giggling at Caleb Hammer.
Well, why don't you just do what Legal Mindset did and just be a passport bro and go to Thailand?
Like all the time. Like I'll just hear him in the other room.
And then I always, Mr. Producer does not care about it, but I always tell him about, Caleb had this dumb socialist bitch on today, and she was saying this and this and this, and he's like, yes, babe, that's so interesting.
I still have never watched a full Caleb Hammer video.
Yeah, that was the only one. The Caleb Hammer said that he was going to do an episode with denims, but I don't know if that ever came into fruition.
I'm sure you wouldn't. Even if we went on, you wouldn't watch it.
No, I would if I was on.
If he was on.
All right, well, let's watch and tell us what you notice about her.
Doomsday. I'm 25.
Oh, your name? Wait, is that your nickname? Or is that the day of the week?
I'm from South Dakota, and this is Financial Audit. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, that's the Disney Channel thing. Caleb looks so confused.
Okay.
Okay. No, when I saw that the first time, I was like, what was she even doing? And then it clicked to me. That's the Disney Channel theme.
Just so stereotypical.
She already looks like that. It's like nature is signaling the poison.
She's got too much blue hair dye seeping into her brain.
There's an intersection between people who like want to be... They want to operate on the outskirts of society, so they reject all social norms like looking normal, I guess. Maybe, I don't know, but...
But you see, I want to be different from normal. I want to be abnormal. I want to be a burden.
It's not helping her case.
But you can just already tell she's the most annoying person ever.
I can tell her political beliefs by her hair.
The fake name, they give fake names, but they gave her the name Doomsday.
Oh, they give fake names?
Yeah, that's not her real name.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, like...
But they picked a weird name for a reason, as they will explain. Anyway.
You've never seen Disney Channel?
That was Disney.
Well, I don't know if the Mickey
Yeah, it's Disney Channel.
Mouse will be thrilled to be referenced.
Doomsday's a weird fake name, but we gave you a weird fake name because you chose for yourself in your real life a weird fake name.
Chosen for me, but...
Your parents named you that?
My chosen family did.
Not her
Yeah, and who would that be?
saying chosen family, unironically. Gave
No, that's the first time I've ever heard chosen family.
her name?
Chosen family as in what? Like,
Yeah, exactly. I don't think I don't know if she's a Disney adult too. Yeah, I don't know if I mean, if you're adopting someone, then yes, you would be choosing the kid that you adopt. But the way that she makes it sound like that she chose them.
Friends.
like your non-binary friends that your actual family probably rejects for good reason. So then you call the crazy non-binary people that you surround yourself with as your chosen family.
She just means her Starbucks coworkers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably it.
I mean, I understand the chosen family thing if like your family rejects you for being gay.
Which is what you think happened to her?
No.
Why not?
Because this girl is clearly just a straight girl looking for attention. Maybe she's bi.
Lord.
I don't know, but
all right, let's keep going.
It's
Who'd
cool.
you choose to be a family?
Well,
What's
in the
that?
queer community, yeah, you don't always get to maintain your most close relatives, your blood relatives. So
Well,
you
did they
build.
dismiss you?
No.
Okay, so she was talking about how, yeah, sometimes families will reject you for not being cis or straight. But apparently that didn't happen to her. She just wanted to be a contrarian.
I was right. I was right. Of course. Because the thing is, they just steal from actual oppressed gay people and appropriate gay lives and gay trauma just so they can dye their hair blue and go on a podcast and
I'm very thankful that my family does not care about my sexuality like whatsoever. It's just a facet of my being that they could care less about. I'm grateful for that.
So diabolical to say, well, in the queer community, we have to have chosen family because our family rejects us. Did they reject you? No.
No.
What did they reject? Your pronouns? That's probably it.
Oh my god.
Probably.
They reject they them
But
pronouns.
it's so insulting to the actual gay and lesbian people, and probably some trans people as well, whose
Yeah.
family disowned them and cast them out, that she's like cosplaying that.
I know. I'm so surprised that she has financial issues.
No.
I'm so surprised that she's on the
Least
show.
surprising twist
Yeah.
ever.
Mhm.
And I'm sure none of them are her fault. By the way, I didn't clip this, but of course she's like a hardcore socialist.
Oh,
Yeah, that's another thing. These champagne socialists too. They want the government to give them money, and they don't even want to work for it. They just want a handout.
You didn't put that in?
No, but she
Oh.
has no idea what it is and can't name any country she wants to
Yeah.
replicate or any.
Yeah, she doesn't know what it is. It's where the government controls the means of production, meaning that all jobs would technically be government jobs, or at the very least, if you wanted to run a business, you need the government's permission.
Basic facts. She's
Not
like, she does this point where she's like,
Or at least that's what that's what I remember learning in school, among other things.
the government needs to help
I could be wrong.
people and give people smartphones and Wi-Fi because they don't have it and they can't exist. And he looks it up and he's like 98% of America has smartphones. 99% has Wi-Fi access. They're like,
Oh, that reminds me of when some group of white liberals are all like, yeah, to the black people saying that, what was it, voter ID is racist somehow because they believe that black people can't easily access things like DMVs. But this guy that was conducting interviewed a bunch of black people in New York, asking them if they knew where the DMV was, and all of them were all like, yeah, of course, we know where the DMV is. We don't leave home without our license, so...
super
Yeah.
high percentages. It's total
The
non-issue.
library is free, right?
Yes, and
you can go to the library and get Wi-Fi. The government already does that.
Yeah.
Sure. It's like people aren't struggling. I bet most of the 2% that doesn't have it doesn't want it at this point.
Most
Or is
likely.
probably just homeless.
It's like when they
And
say
doesn't
like
Either that or they have one of those quote-unquote dumb phones that are really just flip phones.
have like a Wi-Fi modem, but now we have 5G, so homeless people have no excuse.
So,
Yeah.
who do you think's gonna win the World Cup?
Argentina.
Okay, is this a Kalshi ad? I don't really want to do that kind of thing.
America. because I see the opposite. I see the anti-starving.
Well, there
on
are
every street
starving
corner.
children in America.
Very few. Very
yeah,
few.
yeah.
I'm
I
not
mean,
saying there are zero.
I wouldn't say like I would say there's malnourished children in
But
America.
malnourished could be from eating too much.
Yes.
I bet.
Yeah, it could be
So look at them, SpongeBob. So weak and malnourished.
too much, or just parents who are struggling and like can't afford maybe, or like skip a lunch, or like do a very small lunch. But like,
Now, to be fair, I make the conscious effort to eat 2 meals a day. Homeless people accept Venmo now? Really?
That's
free
starving.
school lunch.
How exactly does that even work?
They have food stamps.
Because I had to work overtime, off the clocks, and I had to get on the food stamps, but it sure as hell beats working at BET.
Yeah, we America's pretty good on that front, I'd say.
It's I'm not saying it's no issue, but they act like it's a rampant issue that kids are starving, and it's like everywhere I go, I just see 200-pound 12-year-olds.
Oh Lord.
I mean, like I would say there's kids who are like skipping breakfast and it affects their learning because their parents are either.
I used to skip breakfast all the time when I was growing up in school, mostly because I was just too tired to really make having to wake up at 6 in the morning just to get to the bus.
They're neglecting them or they can't afford it.
But it's
Yeah, for me, it's just I'm just too tired to make breakfast.
not because their parents can't get free breakfast.
No,
stuff.
it's
might be because their parents are
neglecting it. Correct.
selling their food stamps.
Maybe that.
Right?
Yeah.
It might be because of that.
Trading their food stamps for junk food.
It's very. I wouldn't say it's.
Sorry, total detour.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's easy to get food stamps, but it's not
not
that-
hard.
It's not that hard.
Anyway, let's keep listening to our friend here.
And I fully support food stamps. By the way.
Well,
I do.
I don't think there shouldn't be anything, but I'm not sure. I don't support how the system works now. Anyway,
I'm sure we don't. I'm sure that there are plenty of people that abuse the system just so they could get the benefits from it.
let's listen to Miss Blue.
No.
Well, it sounds like you maintain them.
I do not speak with my parents.
You
I'm sure you don't.
chose. They did not choose.
Their decisions have made our relationship what it is today.
And what decisions did they make? Giving birth to you?
What did they choose?
They chose extremism over their child.
And what is your definition of extremism? Not having blue hair?
Doubt.
What, they voted for Trump?
It's literally, I'm sure it's just
They probably voted for a third party.
some like that.
Oh my god. There's people that are dying. Blue-haired bitch. Like that
Yeah, but we have to focus on the people that are dying here, but not because of the administration, but because of things that are beyond anyone's control.
Need to put the Kim
But I
meme.
find it really bad when people like I don't have any relationship with my father, right? And I wish I had like a meaningful parental relationship. It's not because of who voted for.
That's what I'm saying. It's like there's people who are actually losing their parents because of real, and
Yeah.
you're just like
You're
voted
just
for Trump.
choosing because your feelings are hurt or something.
Extremism.
No, I can't wait to see what Caleb's response is.
Like what? Not believing in they them?
Why are you assuming this is a they them? We don't know that.
Tell me she doesn't have a they and pronoun in her bio.
I'm gonna plead the fifth.
just say nothing and move on.
Come
Find
to that.
her-
It will.
Okay.
That the truth will all.
So
be
far,
revealed.
I am 1 for 1 in my predictions. So
Well, no, you're. Yeah, well, now you're 2 for 2.
2 for
because
2. Oh,
she
was that
is-
right?
yeah,
She said they
correct.
them?
Correct.
Okay.
I am a god.
All right. It's
I
not
am.
that. This is
prophet.
hard.
All right. Well, let me feel good about myself. Okay.
All right.
Let's just give him the dub.
Let's keep going.
Okay, says the blue hair. Got it. Okay. Which usually qualifies
love
towards
Caleb.
more extreme people. Usually, what's their extremism?
Their extremes are just not very minority inclusive,
Oh, shut up.
despite what they might say. Their actions say otherwise.
What's
What? Oh, I want to hear her excuse.
their actions that are so extreme? They kill minorities?
They're not helping them.
Real. They're not helping them, and you're helping them by putting yourself in debt and trying to stand on your fucking soapbox, making believe that you actually care about someone like me, who is a minority in at least 4 different ways. Nah, shut your dumb ass up.
Well, not helping's extreme. But what's helping?
We've had extended conversations about what politics looks like in the world.
This is what political brain rot does to you, and this is why I don't want to have to get involved with that unless it's absolutely necessary. An absolute necessity usually includes shoe on head specifically.
And when they discuss it, the things that they say or choose not to say are pretty detrimental, yeah.
And what are they saying that's so bad that I have to get offended at your expense?
Write that sentence down on paper and read it aloud and tell me it makes sense. When we have extended conversations and we talk about things that they say and that they don't say have detrimental effects. What?
Oh. No, if this lady were to have met my mom, she would accuse my mom of being self-hating. Let me be clear. I will say that with certainty.
That doesn't make any sense.
But also, she's like, they're not very...
She cut them off for things they don't say.
Sure, well, she's...
don't you know, don't you know not saying anything makes you a fence sitter?
It's like, they're not very minority inclusive, despite what they say. Wait, so they say they are.
No, this is what they do all the time. They accuse people that even slightly disagree with them of being an extremist, even though they themselves will say otherwise. They'll say, no, I am not of that mindset. I am pro this, but then the people that accuse them of being extremists, they just keep hammering in that point. That's what the Hassan orbit does with Ethan Klein. They always accuse him of being pro-Israel, even though Ethan Klein has gone on record many times saying that he's very anti-Israel. And that's what this lady's mindset is.
So they say that they treat people equally, and you say, no, you must victimize black people and non-binaries. That's basically what it is.
These poor parents, bro.
Honestly, they failed. I'm gonna be honest.
No, I don't agree with that necessarily, because sometimes your kids just come out like that.
No, I'm gonna...
Accusing is false. Yeah,
They
pretty
end up with a
much.
kid like that. I already
Me
know
too.
I am.
That's
They're gonna
why I
have
can't
my
judge.
attitude, but on, like, in a they them body.
Oh my god.
I already know it. I know it.
The guy, whoever the cameraman is laughing.
Yeah.
With their Muslim dad.
What the hell does that even mean?
You know what the word extremism means?
Yeah.
What do they do that's extreme?
There was once upon a time when Kamala came out with...
Kamala, thank you.
Kamala, yeah, don't dead name her, bitch.
You're gonna get canceled for that.
Oh, we turn the tables now.
She was talking about
She
how
doesn't even know the pronunciation.
our current president wanted to have generals more like dictators of old.
Okay.
And I asked my parents what they felt about that, and they said they needed the context. And I said, under what context is it okay to like want
Well,
Hitler's
maybe
generals?
they wanted to understand if he was doing his classic rifting or if he was being an actual dictator, which would be bad. But we know, if you follow politics, which I assume you do, he is a rifting guy.
They're extremists because she...
Because they're extremists because they were asking genuine, honest questions about what it is, whatever the policy is. Apparently, asking questions is an extreme behavior.
asserted that Trump had said something, and they asked for context.
And then
they wanted to know what actually happened.
she realized she has no context, so she cut them off because she was forced to realize that she didn't research anything.
God forbid you want to know the context of a particular quote.
And these same type of people, whenever you call them out on their bullshit, they'll say that their bullshit is out of context. It's out of context, bro.
That's your extremism.
And granted, I don't like that Trump quote either, but
Sure,
like,
but
it's not...
Would you cut your parents off over it? That's insane.
Asking
Not
for
really.
context is not extremism. It's the opposite of it. Extremism thrives in echo chambers where context doesn't exist.
Yeah, they don't want you asking questions. They just want you to follow the hive mind.
Something tells me Miss Thing has been inhabiting one of those.
Yeah. Specifically at her hairdresser. Zing! All right, play the movie.
We'll keep going.
Asking to understand what was being said, why and how is not extremism. So you
Well,
cut them
there's-
off?
But there's no amount of context.
This is...
There's no amount of context. That's what she sounds like.
Yes, there actually is. There's context in everything that's ever said.
Yeah.
Because that's always important. There's context in this conversation. There's context that I'm getting on you not being involved with your family. The
Yes.
reason I asked that is because
Well,
I was like,
but
oh, you have a little
specifically
bit
my
of a weird
parents.
name.
This all started because of her name. Apparently her name is Doomsday because she chose her family.
Your family. And you have a weird name. So I got context of why you had a weird name is because your family. I was like, oh, shit.
Well,
oh,
it's
that's
my
horrible.
chosen family.
Your chosen family, yeah. You chose to be born. I was going to bring up this reincarnation video story about how you choose your parents when you reincarnate. I remember seeing a video like that being brought up, but I don't know if that's it. But I've never actually seen that video. I just remember it popping up.
Oh my god.
My chosen family gave it to me.
Yeah, you're
so
friends.
hateable.
And the thing is, I
friends.
got context around, oh shit, this lady's queer. Why would they disown her? That's horrible. That's bad. They shouldn't have disowned her. Oh wait, they didn't. She did. She did. So I got the context
I know you could disown a kid. I wonder if you can disown your parents.
around that. So okay, then I learned more from that context that you disown them. So that's why context is important.
Yeah.
Maybe they would
Like-
need context. It sounds like they don't agree with you politically, and that's fine. That's
Yeah.
not an inherently bad thing. But requesting context
Actually, it is a bad thing.
is not a form of extremism. Now,
Would this be a good time to mention that
it
my
wouldn't, because I'm going to
pronouns-
No, it's not a good time to mention anything that you have to say.
continue
Are they
speaking.
them?
Sure. Yeah,
I don't care.
if I remember that, I will try my best.
I will refer to you as an it just to piss you off.
Would this be a good time to mention my pronouns?
Oh my god, I saw it coming.
The most
No, the trying to misdirect.
predictable plot twist of all time.
I'm so sick of non-binary people appropriating gay struggle. I'm at my wits end.
Are you kidding? Is that what you call the freedom struggle? Oh, let me guess. They probably think that affirmative action is a bad thing too.
With this I'm at my wits end. This is a straight woman, maybe bisexual, when she gets drunk with her friends at a gay bar that she probably shouldn't even be at.
Oh lord.
Oh, you're eating.
And
you're cooking.
she literally looks at a gay man who is kicked out from his family because, you know, he's
Now, why can't I have that for myself? I want sympathy.
gay and they're ultra religious, and she goes, I want that trauma.
In your English, the neutral nouns for inanimate objects and animals.
That looks like attention that
Oh, the neuter. Oh, yeah, that's what you mean.
I
Crazy
want.
bitch.
Takes it as her own, goes on a podcast and tries to speak for all queer people and makes all of us look bad. You bitch. You.
It's
What's
not-
her name?
Her fake name is
Said Doomsday.
Trauma?
Doomsday.
No, Doomsday.
Doomsday.
Yeah.
And what's her government name?
I mean, kind of accurate. I just can't stand people like this that actually want to be victims and then just morph into, and any situation is somehow not their fault. Oh, my parents, I've chosen family because my parents chose to not have me in their life. Oh, how did they choose that? Oh, well, it's actually me choosing it. Oh, for what? For their extremism.
Yeah.
Oh, they asked questions and wanted context.
What was the extremism? Oh, they asked for context of a quote. It's like, you are a delusional bitch.
I bet you they misgender her, and that was probably the straw that broke the camel's back.
No, I want to see if that happens.
It wasn't the Trump quote. I bet you that they like don't agree with they them or something. and
Good,
it's
then.
that.
They sound smart.
But there is something to be said about how society rewards or we provide empathy for people who are struggling a lot easier than we do for people who don't broadcast their struggle, I guess. And it just makes it very
You're always on my side.
appealing. So I understand why.
You hate YouTube shadow removing your messages. Yeah, I'm sorry. Just try to use alternative words if you can help it.
A lot of people play
I really don't know how to fix that issue.
the victim. It's just, I hate it.
It's your trigger.
Yeah.
But she's like the prototypical, every single box. Blue hair, fake queer. Because, like, you're telling me she's dating women. I guess I don't know, but, like, I kind of doubt it. So I think
Probably-
she's
Watch some left-wing historian, like the cynical historian, try to downplay this type of behavior.
probably dating.
Simply because Matt Walsh made a sus slavery video.
Men.
She's probably dating like a they them
Man.
that, or a like trans man who is like not actually dysphoric, or maybe like a super woke trans man.
Either that, or they're simply just a tomboy masquerading as a trans man.
I don't know. Maybe she does date women, but she's still a bitch. So,
I don't know. I found her to be just like the prototype. People should watch the full episode because she's, of course, like.
Maybe we should at some point.
Something.
We need to look at a Caleb Hammer video at some point. I bet that would be a blast.
About that personality has to also correspond with that. That's what it is. It's a character flaw, right? Because it's like making yourself the victim in every situation. Also, it's not her fault that she would.
Yeah, nobody respects Matt. Not even other far-right people. Oh, Lord have mercy. No, I've heard at least some of the things that he said. Yeah, the Daily Wire tried to copy claim someone's video for trying to point out the slavery apologetics.
Waste all her money and things are too expensive for her because she makes terrible decisions. It's like, well, that's all the fault of like billionaires.
well,
and
this
capitalism.
is the same thing.
And
The beef that I had with Aslan Bird. That's literally what I was saying when I was beefing with a TikTok beggar who is super woke. She wasn't homeless or anything when we first started beefing. But then
you bullied her into homelessness.
I didn't bully her. No, she was posting all this stuff about being the victim, and I have a
I'm the victim.
huge trigger with that. So I was posting stuff, trying to tell her to stop acting like the victim. Lo and behold, she becomes homeless, and it's not her fault. So I made a video, and I'm like, look, like I'll help you out, but this is
That's as far as I'm willing to go.
your fault, and I've been telling you this for a year.
Yeah.
So it all just like permeates and destroys your life.
It's a
anyways.
mentality and it's a scourge.
Yeah.
But you guys let us know what you
Also,
think.
I feel like I was being mean when I called her a bitch, but then I thought about it and I'm like, actually no, because she's doing the most sinister whether it's conscious
I don't feel bad at all
or
for her.
subconscious. She is literally taking on the trauma of actual gay and trans people and using it to serve her own, I don't know what type of
narcissism.
Yeah, now I'm curious to see what type of finances that she's even having trouble with.
Well, just her own victim complex because she doesn't want to take responsibility for her life.
Yeah, that's what usually happens. They want to blame all their problems on other people. It's not me, it's the slop tubers that are causing all of the drama. They're taking all of my clips out of context, and they're all agents of Mossad as well.
Like that is and even if it's subconscious, it's so sinister that if you do that, you're a bitch.
Yeah.
And it's as simple as that.
She smells bad, I'm sure. All right, members' comments.
Okay, yeah, that's it for that. They read comments after that. We don't have to look at that stuff. All right. I think that's gonna be it for... Oh, excuse me. Well, that was a very... This is a... I wouldn't say it's an unusual stream, but it was certainly a stream. If someone accuses you of something that you didn't do, you would lose trust in them. Welcome to the commentary community, especially when it gets political. But no, I was thinking about Bunda's most recent message, but I do... I seem to recall at least one YouTuber that quote-unquote respects him because of some expose about John Redcorn's voice actor or something like that. But then I remember him saying something about how it's suspicious that two gay men want to adopt a son. Trying to say that why would these two gay men want to adopt a boy specifically? It makes you wonder. Yeah, shut up. But yeah, anyone have any final thoughts before we close off for the night? Commentary. You will always respect me. I don't know if I'm worthy of anyone's respect yet. We'll just have to wait and see. But if anyone has any final thoughts, I'm always down for some last-minute convo. Let's see. I'm not scheduled to work tomorrow, but I did say that I'm available anyway. Hopefully I don't... I probably shouldn't have brought it up to the manager, but I guess we'll see what happens. Here, give me a moment while I check something real quick. Or check some things real quick. Dang it, there was this one clip that I wanted to watch with you guys, but I completely forgot. I could probably watch it on Saturday if I just leave it up here. It was a clip of from some show that I haven't seen in years. And for good reason, because I forgot how funny it was. But if nobody has anything that they want to mention, I guess that'll be it for tonight. I'll be back Friday for DDR stuff, and regarding my avatar's new outfit, it'll be ready when it's ready. You'll know when it'll be You'll know when the new avatar outfit is ready. When the React stream thumbnail is different. That I can say for certain. But we'll see what happens until then. So, take care, everybody.